That same day, we go out to this field. My sister's 10. She's on a riding lawnmower, and she runs me over on accident. When she ran me over, blood was everywhere. I got 5 brothers and sisters. We got blood all over us. They don't know if it's the foot, the leg, whatever, because my shoe's still on, but there's blood everywhere, right? Because the top's tied and the bottom's ripped open.
Yeah.
And my dad takes his shirt off, wraps it around my foot. We race. We're an hour and a half from the hospital. When we get to the hospital, my dad runs into the doctor. I'm literally green because I bled out. Like it's the bottom of my foot, weight. There's a giant gash on the side of my foot. And I'm just losing all this blood. And he hands me over to the doctor, and the doctor goes, "There's a good chance your son's going to die today."
You started out selling cars, right?
Yeah, when I was a kid. Yeah. It's my way out.
I hate car salespeople.
Dude, I hated everything, God. But I'm a yeah, but we'll rip it. But anyways,
yeah.
But that was where I started making money. You know, I got in sales.
We should start the podcast. We're gonna start all this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's rolling? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, good.
Yeah. So.
You got me saying I hate car salespeople?
Yeah, but no, that's good.
I hate them, bro.
Well, 99% of the people in this world, like, they hate car sales. And by the way,
you might be a good salesperson. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you something. We hate car salesmen. I mean, dude, I can't. Baby, how many times we try to buy a car, we can't buy a car. Dude, I was in a place, and my wife's I bought her a Ferrari for Mother's Day. We're trying to buy one, and we can't even buy one.
What do you mean you can't buy one?
Just can't buy one, baby. I was like, if this one's available, we'll take it. He's like, well, it looks like there's a sold sign on it. I'm not really sure if it's sold or not. Let me just get your number and I'll call you like, and I'm like, well, if it's available, we'll just buy it right now. Like, we'll take it. Remember that? Yeah. And she's like, and Jackie's like, I'll take it. And he's like, well, I'll call you. And I'm like, I get off. We call Brad Lee, right? And
Brad Lee.
Yeah, Brad Lee.
Last name is Lee.
Yeah, like
okay.
He's the guy. He's an influencer in Vegas. He's like a really good friend.
Okay.
He owns Lightspeed. But his name is Brad Lee, Lea, and then and he just said, hey, dude, like I got a guy that's got one of these, and we just called him.
What kind of car was it?
I bought her an F8 Ferrari convertible Spider. A new one.
Oh, maybe maybe that category of cars, they were like, well, I'm trying to sell this to someone else who said they wanted it kind of thing.
No, it's just that people don't care anymore, bro. It's like they don't. You know why you hate car salesmen? Honestly, it's just because they don't care and they don't.
No, I'll tell you why I hate car salesmen, because they follow you around and like just let me look at the cars and get out of my face.
Well, here's what I will tell you. The truth of it is that when I was 18 years old, and I mean, like I had never held more than $5 in my hand in my whole life.
Dude, it sounds like this guy's telling the story of The Rock right now.
Yeah,
no, I swear to God. I'm playing with you. I'm playing.
No, but like I mean,
$5.
Like I was broke, and I mean, I just remained. Well, my pop used to send me $5 for like each holiday, so that was the only time we ever had money.
Yeah.
And my dad never gave us any money, and my mom was a crackhead. So the first day on the car lot, it was simple. Like you walked out, you shook someone's hand. Like we were the horse's mouth. We told everybody there was brochures. There wasn't the internet. It was 1999.
Yeah.
And dude, like we made money. I made $1,700 my first day. And
selling stuff back then was 100,000 times, million times more impressive than selling things now.
Yeah.
Like it's 10,000 times easier now.
Yeah.
Because of the internet.
Totally. Yeah. But back then though, when I did that, I was like, dude, this is my way out. So then I made at 18, I made like 100, and at 19, I made like 225. And then by the time I was 20, I made like 500 grand selling cars. And I was just like, this is my way out. Like I'm going to do
Prior to selling cars, did you sell anything or what were you doing?
No, man, I was a loser, dude. I was in high school. I mean, I was in junior high. I mean, I did drugs, partied, ran around, chased chicks, raised on the street, parents never home. It was basically raised by kids, Jerry Springer show.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it is for real, like at 39, I changed my life. And really anything before 39 was I made money, but it all fell through my fingers and I was a piece of shit. I never changed anybody's life.
Why did it fall through your fingers?
Just because I wasn't a good person. I mean, honestly, like my intentions weren't good. I had commission breath. That deal, like I hate salespeople. Dude, you got to realize you're only going to be as good as your leader. So if I ran with you and you're a badass, I'm going to be a badass. But if I run with this other guy over here that's like, we just got to make money, then like I'm just going to want to make money.
I feel like most people, that's all they think about nowadays, making money.
That's why we're winning, man. I mean, like, dude, I swear on my life, like, when I got into this entrepreneur space, like my intentions changed and we just wanted to build a business. We didn't try to become like influencers. We need to generate some leads. And so I got on social media trying to generate leads, like talking about like, what we do, and like that. And we started talking about working out, and like everybody's like, I wouldn't do that if I was you, because you can't mix, like self-development, working out, teaching. Dude, me and her would do events, and people would come out, and before we would train them with like education and teaching and selling and how to communicate and closing. We would make them work out. We'd make everybody throw up everywhere. We would like break the weakness out of them. And they're like, dude, you guys are gonna go out of business. You're gonna get sued.
Do you think there's another way to do that?
Well, I think a lot of people are really weak right now. And I think that the mental part of like the world is missing. So I think that's why they're all weak in business.
Why do you think it's that way? Because of the internet?
I just think because there's a bunch of like weak people. I mean,
why?
physical, like mental business. Like,
why though?
I think people's identities are just lost because they don't take care of themselves.
I think it's also because of the internet.
Oh yeah, no. The internet's true. I don't have social media on my phone. If you look at my phone, like I run social media, like we get 100 million views every 30 days on social media, but I don't have it on my phone because it's the greatest drug ever.
The dopamine of like, oh, I have this, I got this.
Yeah, dude. Like even me, like when I deleted it off my phone, I found myself looking back at my phone and I was like, dude, it's gone.
So what do you?
And I got really productive.
I mean, where do you start in all this? Because obviously you don't start just making a bunch of money and being really well at sales. Like where did you start?
Well, so in 2019, me and my wife Jacqueline, right? I mean, I'll tell you like the point where this guy, like the Elliott group started, Elliott, where a movement started, was I was a general manager of a car dealership, man. First of all, almost went to jail, hanging around the wrong people, all kinds of in my life. Jackie kept telling me like, don't hang out with those people. And then I would think she was nagging me, and like she would see that like I'm a product of my environment, right? Like if I'm around bad people, I'm gonna be a bad person. I have a very addictive personality, so I have an itch. So if I'm around like winners, I got an itch to like change everybody's life. If I'm around losers, I got an itch to like, let's drink the most. Let's be the craziest, let's do this. So it's like, she was always like, you need to be around good people. You need I had the right girl, but I needed the right men around me in my life. And I didn't have that. Yeah. So anyways, I started watching on the internet. I started watching Tony Robbins, Andy Frisella. I started watching some of these guys. I never got on the internet before. I never even had social media. 2019, I quit a $2.5 million job, which I was a general manager, and I hated myself. Dude, I had little love handles.
Being a GM for what?
Like a general manager of a car dealership.
Where?
In Oklahoma.
Okay.
I lived in Oklahoma. Dude, check this out. I mean, this is 5 years ago, Bradley. This is 5. I mean, so you talk about change. Like people can change really fast.
Yeah.
But my identity was that I was a car salesman. My identity that success was my wife having a purse full of cash, paid off house, nice cars. Dude, I wasn't a good kid. I wasn't a good dad to my son. I mean, I didn't cheat on my wife, but I was never there. Even though I was at home, I wasn't present. I was still at work, right?
Yeah, I know that life.
Yeah, like I was just, but I was burned out too. I looked in the mirror and honestly, dude, listen, I was out of shape. I'm in shape right now. I was really out of shape then. I was fat, had hair. I was a totally different person, dude. And I mean this. Like you can go back on the internet, search Andy Elliott YouTube when I first started making my videos, 2019, dude, and look up the old me, and you're going to be like, dude, you'd be like, get the fuck out of here. But that's how a lot of people are that way right now. And Jackie, see, I love her because she knows how to trigger the shit out of me. She's my best friend, but she knows how to get me going. And she reached over and grabbed my love handle and just grabbed it, right? And this is why you see me with people all the time because I'm trying to piss people off. And she's like, you're getting comfortable. And dude, when she did that, like it's like spiders crawling up my spine. And I went in the garage, worked out for like 4 hours, like that was going to fix everything, shaved my head. And dude, I just went to war.
The hair was slowing you down.
But dude, I just wanted to look in the mirror and see a different motherfucker.
I don't have a problem with the hair, so I'm fast.
Yeah, but you just want to see like a different dude. But dude, I just shaved my head, and what I did is I just went I totally recreated. And when you say like, what does that mean? Like my identity changed. I wasn't gonna lie anymore. I wasn't gonna be a piece of shit. I didn't want to see my family that didn't believe in me no more. I didn't want to see my friends. I just.
But you were doing so well, like to make $1 million or two, whatever it is. It's like why did that have to change then?
Dude, I just hated me. Like I don't know like if you've ever been to a point in your life where like no one's around, but you just look in the mirror and you're like, I don't like me. Like,
not necessarily not like me, definitely not like as happy as I could be.
Yeah, but me though, I was like, I don't like me.
What about yourself? It was the hair, right? The hair was
pissed me off, right? Seriously, I swear to God, my whole life I had everybody bet against me, right? Like Dana White says, like, may God have mercy on my enemies because I won't like bet against me. That like I was always trying to prove everybody wrong. but she always believed in me just to be like a bad. My wife was going to have a good life with or without me. I was a project when she found me. I mean, I was 26, she was 24. Nobody believed in me. Everybody thought I was a loose cannon. She was like, no, dude, you're going to be a badass one day. And she rode out with me, and I just made money, but I never really developed outside of making a little bit of money. We were doing better than most. And this is where, honestly, I gave up money. My intentions changed. So I found God, right? And I'm going to tell you this. I wanted to be a preacher. Like, I went from like the car salesman guy to like, dude, I was like, baby, I want to be like, I'm going to save people's lives. Like, I was just ready to just, like, my heart was empty, but we were doing okay financially, and I just hated me. And so like this big twist just happened where I looked in the mirror and I was like, dude, I'm going to get shredded. I'm going to get ripped for the first time in my life. I'm going to go back to being like I'm 18 years old. I'm like, dude, like, you know, like I'm going to have sex with my wife every day. It's not going to be a couple times a week now. I'm like, I'm going to be a good dad. I'm going to build a army. We're going to build a team. I'm going to be in the self-development place or something.
What made you lean towards that though?
Just watching like Andy Frisella and like, you know, Ed Milet and like Tony Robbins and, you know, watching guys like you, like in the fitness, to watching everybody and watching David Goggins. You know, I just took all these guys and I like.
So you used your phone more back then?
All the time.
Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, like I still use it all the time. But to my point now is that I had to get social media off, because you're right. The internet does like it's drugs. Like it's, and once you get in there, like it'll take you down a black hole. 2 hours later, you look up and you're like, I just missed 2 hours.
So how do you think then someone who's watching social media now, who's engaged with it daily, can make it a good thing and not a bad thing?
I think you got to decide who do you want to be, and then you just study those people. But if you're just loosely rolling, like if I was like, dude, I want to be like you, then I would just check up on you daily, see what you're doing, and I would just try to model.
Don't you think there's some sort of dead end there though, like trying to be like other people?
Well, but like you may like help me build my identity though, you know, right? Like your discipline, you know, like when COVID happened, a lot of people told you like, I wouldn't do that. You need to shut down. You need to do this.
Stupid.
Yeah. But like you standing up like that showed a lot of people like, I need to stand up.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, so that little edge, I took that edge and I got that from you. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? You, I'm going to go do this now. And then, so that little piece was good for me. I needed to see that. Had I not been watching, I wouldn't have got it. But like, you know, like the Andy Frisella intensity, the Tony Robbins state, like the state that he carries in and how long he can run. He's 20 years older than me. Yeah. You know, and, you know, Patrick Bet-David, his wisdom, right? Like, you know, you've talked to the guy a lot.
I love
like,
him. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, but you know, his wisdom is insane, man. He's a master sales guy. And
so how do you think you develop that as like a kid or someone watching this versus just, because I feel like a lot of people look at what's good or what's working and then they just try to mimic it in a disgenuine way. Like it's like, well, I'm going to copy this because it works, but it's not really from them. Like it's not really in their heart. Yeah.
So what I believe is this, is that if I watch you and I see you, let's say your girlfriend's right here, right? And you're showing her lots of love. I'm like, dude, I like that. And then I just would take that and then I would do that with her. And then I watch, look, take what you want and leave the rest. And so my goal is that, look, everybody's programmed a certain way. If you're watching this, I mean, like you're programmed a certain way. You have so many new levels, bro. There's 9 million new levels you can go to. I refuse to believe this is who you're supposed to be. There's like 20 more million levels. Yeah. Same with me and same with all these people watching this. And the only way we're going to get there is to watch someone like Andy Frisella talks about human excellence and raising your standards. We're going to watch someone do something one day, say something one day, keep their word in one way. And we're going to be like, I want to be like them.
So, okay, you're absolutely right.
Take that habit or that identity.
But how come so many people see it and they just keep doing the same shit? Like they can't get out of it, even though they hear it, they know it, they want to do it. They do it 3 times and then they stop.
Because they don't want to change yet. You're in shape because you refuse not to be in shape. Over your dead body. Dude, if it came, you could live but not be in shape, you probably wouldn't want to live.
Yeah, I mean, I've always felt like if I was like, you know, in some terrible accident, God forbid, please, this never happened, and I couldn't move, I was like, it, I'm out.
I just told her the same thing.
Like, I don't want to.
I just told her the same thing. Yeah. I swear to God. I just told her, I said, dude, something ever happens to me and I can't work out, I said, I want you to take care of me. I swear, I'm not even joking. The reason why I tell you that is because if you want to get a 6-pack, you'll get one. If you want to make a lot of money, you'll make it. If you want to have a bad marriage, you'll have it. Until someone, Jackie always says, don't wait for something bad to happen before, you know, you give your best or you change. I truly think, man, well, dude, when I was 4 years old, I got my toe cut off. I took my shoe off, my toe is gone.
All right, guys, quick interruption for the podcast. Transcend Company. So a lot of people message me and ask me really often about like the supplements, the stuff that I take. Lately, I've been really a huge fan of BPC 157, and I've gotten all this stuff from Transcend. Their quality of all their stuff is top notch. Like everything is pharmaceutical. Everything is like FDA compliant. Everything is like above board. Really amazing. Lately, besides the BPC 157 for inflammation, because my knee had been giving me such a problem and it just kind of made me avoid squatting in general, even though I promised like I wasn't just avoiding it in general. It's because my knee was actually up. But also something I've been really into lately has been NAD plus and glutathione. All these things you guys can get from Transcend, along with TRT, along with tons of other peptides, tons of other things that you guys might be interested in. Give it a shot if you guys want to. I promise you, whether you're taking TRT or peptides or supplements or anything, if you're just trying to feel better, you're trying to look better, you're trying to be better, you need to know this stuff. It's so important. And Transcend is a really easy way to do it. Go to transcendcompany.com/RAWTALK to get 15% off if you're a first-time customer. Go give it a shot. I literally cannot recommend this enough. Get your blood work done. Do not wait. I cannot recommend it enough. Transcendcompany.com/RAWTALK. First time, 50% off. Do it right now. Let's get back into this podcast. How did you get your toe cut off?
Dude, seriously, like it's crazy, but see this right here?
Yeah, you're getting a really bad rating on Feet Finder right now.
Yeah, but you see this?
Crazy. Yeah.
Look, but my sister,
got 4 toes there.
4 toes. My sister ran me over. Dude, swear to God, I was 4 years old. She's 10. She ran me over with the lawnmower. But I'm going to tell you a story real quick.
How bad that hurt?
It hurt. But dude, check this out. But when she ran me over, watch this. But
I feel like that's the most sensitive toe.
Yeah, and dude, it could have taken off all the deals. And I never talk about this, but I want to explain something real quick. And that's why I say, like, someone's watching this. You either wake up now and you change, or something's going to happen. You're going to be forced to change.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, so I was born in 79. It's 1983. My dad is a chain smoker, one after the other. Back then, no air conditioner, right? In the car, windows rolled up. My dad's hitting one after the other. I'm in the back. I got asthma. I can't breathe. I got a headache. I'm 4 years old. And I say, Dad, will you please crack the window? Please crack. This is my kid. Please crack. I mean, I'm out of my kid saying this to me, but like I'm a kid to my, I'm saying, Dad, crack the window, crack the window, crack the window. And my dad's like, shut your mouth. Like, I'm the dad. Okay. You're the kid. That's how it was back then. Remember, they smoked in airplanes, airports, everywhere. And dude, that same day, we go out to this field. My sister's 10. She's on a riding lawnmower and she runs me over on accident. When she ran me over, blood was everywhere. I got 5 brothers and sisters. We got blood all over us. They don't know if it's the foot, the leg, whatever, because my shoe's still on, but there's blood everywhere, right? Because the top's tied and the bottom's ripped open.
Yeah.
And my dad takes his shirt off, wraps it around my foot. We race. We're an hour and a half from the hospital because we're in the middle of nowhere. When we get to the hospital, my dad runs into the doctor. I'm literally green because I bled out. Like it's the bottom of my foot, weight. There's a giant gash on the side of my foot. And I'm just losing all this blood. And he hands me over to the doctor, and the doctor goes, there's a good chance your son's going to die today.
Because you're bleeding out?
Yeah, because I just bled out. Like I was just blood. I was like green. And so, but I remember this though. My dad fell to his knees, starts crying. They hand me over to the doctor, and I'm 4 years old. I still remember this. They take me to the back. 6 hours later, surgery. I make it. They put blood in me. They sew my toe up. They deal it. My dad walks in after that happened, and he goes, I swear to God. Yeah, he goes, I swear to God, I'll never smoke again. Ever.
Oh, okay.
Watch. Boom. Never touches a cigarette again. Never smokes again. Problem solved. So some people are watching this right now. And dude, someone's going to die. Something's going to have to happen before they wake up. My main deal is that I just realized that my wife was disappointed in me. And to me, my wife's been the person there's those people that never believed in you. And there's that one mother that always believed in you. And she did. And I felt like I was letting her down. Dude, honestly, I went psycho. I swear. I went totally psycho. Like no podcast bull, no hype game. I went psycho. I went dark. I don't know how everybody else runs, but I run 50% dark, 50% positive, and I just went all dark for 2 years. I rebuilt myself. I got in good shape. I learned everything I could. I was really good at sales and like closing, but I learned to speak. I learned to talk. I learned to think. I learned to control my own thoughts. Me and her got close as we were ready to grow a business. We sold we had $1 million house in Oklahoma. We sold it, went and slept on mattresses on a floor. We gave up everything, bro. As a family, total recreation with my kid, with my daughters. And dude, in 2021, we moved to Scottsdale, Arizona, and we go, we're going to build this army, this thing. And we did. And we went out there, and 3 years later, you know, like day after day after day, posting content all day long, long form YouTube.
And so what do you
videos.
mainly sell? Like how to sell?
No, so like it started out, automotive was my main niche, right? We had to get in the niche. So Grant Cardone in 2019 was in the automotive space. That was his space, right? Because that's where he started before he got into real estate. So our first goal was to take Grant Cardone out. We fucking kicked Grant Cardone's right out of the automotive industry. We signed up all his dealers. That was the first thing me and my wife did. After that, and by the way, you say, well, how'd you do it? Well, I made free videos on YouTube that were better than his paid training, and I gave them away for free. And then I said, by the way, if you're watching this video, I just taught you how to overcome the objection I need to think about it. I just taught you how to bump a customer $300 in payment. I just taught you if they said they need to go look at another car, this is what you say. This is how you'll close it. This is how you master a stranger when you don't know someone. This is how you talk to somebody that you've never met and make them fall in love with you. This is how I gave all these videos away for free, but then I would say, text me. And then people would text me and they would be like, Andy, hey, I did that thing and it made me X amount of money. So basically like the Alex Hormozi deal, like building raging fans, like everybody owed us money. And we didn't ask anybody to spend any money. And then I came out with the dealer training program, and overnight we took all the dealers and then all the salespeople, I came out with the training course and every one of them bought it because they already made money with the free. Yeah. So when I had something, but we ruined the value of money for everyone. So automotive was our first niche, and then we went solar, and then we went general sales altogether, and then we went leadership, right? Because the quality of your life always comes down to the level of your leadership. So leadership is everything. And then like building cultures. If you come see my team, like we have a cult. I mean, it's a true cult, like culture of success.
Cult's such a funny word.
Winners.
It's such a funny word. It's such a funny way to describe it.
Yeah, it's just people that all believe in the same beliefs.
So when like what's your biggest sale and what was it of? Do you have those?
You mean like now?
Yeah, not in an overall thing, like one time biggest sale.
Well, I mean,
I guess it's probably, I don't know if it's in the automotive space.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and like I said, in the automotive space, you know, that was the only job I ever had for 21 years. So I can't compare it to anything else. But what I will tell you though is that we built this coaching program on recreating people's lives. And like when someone gets with us, like they're never going to be the same again. It doesn't matter. And the art of communication, this whole world lacks. So like, you know that people don't look at you in the eye anymore. They don't shake your hand. They don't talk to you, you know, like you want to talk back. It's like, dude, the whole world's fucked up since COVID happened. I mean, like people don't know how to communicate. So we're teaching people how to communicate, how to have an identity, really all the core values and the beliefs that you have. Dude, I'm teaching people to go get jacked, get ripped, get in shape, go take care of their family, get close to God, be loyal, don't be a piece of shit, do the right thing, don't make decisions over money. Dude, we're just like building these armies of people that are all around the country.
You know what's so funny about this whole concept? I mean, obviously like sales and sales training is relevant to so many industries, but it's like, it pertains to just life in general. And it's also interesting that like, I don't know if it's a US based thing, but this is something that I don't understand why this kind of curriculum isn't in more school.
Yeah.
No one teaches you any of the shit that like, it seems like you can really actually use in your life anymore.
Dude,
it's all
the
taught
art
from
of
the internet.
mastering a stranger, like me just walking up and saying, hi, how are you doing? Like
Right.
we walked in your house, I got 10 of my guys. These guys talk to you like they've known you your whole life.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, hey, Brad Lee, I'm blah, blah, blah. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, we're not trying to build rapport. Look, dude, we love you. We appreciate you. You know, we're glad that you're here. Like, let's go kick some. It's like, it's no big deal. Like,
why do you think the world's gotten to this place where it's just,
I think that
because like obviously it's so needed because you've seen so much success with how you're doing it, and there's all these other groups of people who do this similar stuff. In a sense, it's like, why? Like not like why do people need it? Because obviously I know why people need it, but like it's almost like why hasn't this already just been a thing that is more established? Like why someone like you has to come and establish your group and
well,
you know.
I think honestly because two things. Number one, I think that people don't really know who the they are. Their identity determines their value, right? You'll never out earn your own self-worth. If you don't think you're worth anything, you're not going to feel like you're valuable, and you're not going to talk to anybody a certain way. And I hate ego people. I hate rich people, to be truthful. I'm a broke person with money. I hate rich people. I hate being judged. I hate people looking at me and they think they're better than me. I hate it like that. It happens all the time. but like, I hate that. So I'm there for the loss. I love.
Where does that happen most?
Just rich people, man. I mean, like, you say I dress. I mean, you say I'm in a cut off shirt 99% of my life, you know, and I'm not in a suit, and I'm a business guy, but I'm not dressing like, you know, like that, you know. I don't want to fit in. I don't want to fit their mold. Either do you. That's what I love about you, dude. You're not trying to fit in. But that is why we like you. And by the way, that leads me to my second one. Why aren't people? Because they give a what everybody thinks about them, bro. I mean, all of your advice that you've ever given to most people, they can go use it as long as they don't care what anyone else thinks, and they'll just listen to what you say and go do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I have a lot of people come up to me and like, I don't even give. I mean, I guess I do give business advice. I mean, I give life advice.
Day, yeah.
I have a lot of people come up to me and they just talk about like, yo, I watched your videos for this many years. Now I have my own business and all this shit. I hear it all the time. And I'm always just like, I just said some shit on the internet about myself and what I experienced. And someone takes it and they're like applying it. I've always found that so interesting.
But you know what? If I was like, dude, I wouldn't do that if I was you. You're like, F you.
Oh, yeah.
They won't do that, though. And that's the deal. So the more that we can get people to just be like, you know, don't get civilized, don't conform, right? Like, dude, take advice from people that you want to be like. Yeah. And that's why I said, like, if you're being affectionate to your girl, I'd be like, oh, dude, I need to do that to my girl. Like, I see you guys getting close. I want that. Like, I just model proven practices like that I want. I just model it. And, you know, again, it wasn't taught in school. And my leaders didn't teach it to me. Dude, my leaders taught me that, look, dude, if you're going to get married, like you're either going to sacrifice your income or you're not going to be with your family all the time. You got to choose, bro. You can't have it all. And Jackie was like, we can have it all. She was like, dude, we can have it all, Andy. She's like, we can be ripped. We can be in shape. We can make money. We can have a loyal team. Okay, here's the deal. Like betrayal, I've been betrayed my whole life. I'm sure you've been betrayed too, right? So watch this. Yeah. Check this shit out. But you have a couple good friends. You can think right now of a couple good friends that would always have your back. If I was like, piece of paper, write down 2 people right now, you know that no matter what, they'd be there for you. Cool. If somebody betrayed you right now, you don't go take it out on everybody. Like, you guys, you know what? Y'all betray me. Screw everyone. No, dude. You go to the people that have been loyal to you and you're like, I love you even more now. Thank you. I love that. Every time something happens, we have the ability to look at it for bad or for good. And dude, so like, that's why I built this company. When I call it a cult, it's a core beliefs, right? We don't people over, right? We tell the truth. We're ultra direct. We don't walk on eggshells around each other. Nobody's each other's boss. Dude, you need a babysitter? No, cool. Let's all go do this together.
What content creators, what people out, influencers out there do you think are super lame that like preach a message but don't mean it?
Man, that's 99% of the internet. I could tell you some people that I know that are true, because I could lay them. I mean, I think you're real. I mean, I think Joe Rogan's real. I think Dana White's real. I think Patrick Bet-David's real. I think Brad Lee, my brother Brad's real. I think that, Andy Frisella's real.
Yeah.
I think Ed Milet's real. I think. Do
you remember that era of people where it was like trying to teach people how to get rich, but got rich by teaching people to get rich?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, and it passed.
Yeah, that was an interesting time.
Yeah, and they would rent a Ferrari and rent a house and then shoot the and then sell the course. And honestly, I bought all those courses, to be truthful, because I didn't know. But what I did know, and this is something for anybody watching this right now, something you'll learn about me, because like I've studied a lot of your, like anything you say to me, even if you sold me a course and it was the worst course ever, and you were teaching me something, whatever it was, how to run a gym, whatever, I'm a winner. So I'm going to get an ROI out of even the worst training course in the world. I'll take something out of it. And so I've never bought anything and didn't get an ROI out of it, never. But now that I went through that process of elimination of kind of studying everybody and paying for self-development, I learned what I wanted. I got taught lessons like, oh, that sucked. But I didn't stop and say, well, I guess that all this stuff sucks. No, dude, I mean, I've spent time at Andy Frisella. I flew out of his house. That motherfucker is as real as they get, dude. That dude, I want to build. So we're labeled a sales training company, right? Which we are. Everybody calls us a sales guy. But if we hung out, which, we like your style. So when I meet you, I'm not coming out here to do a podcast. I'm like, dude, this guy's a part of our brotherhood. Anywhere we go anymore, if I can help you, whatever it is, we got you. Like, we want to build an alliance with the greatest people that are making the greatest differences.
Yeah.
And so like, that's our goal, right? You know, and sometimes one's on this side of the world and one's on that side, but we're doing the same purpose. Like we want to change people's lives. We're real. We won't sell out for money, you know, and we're like living a good life. And, you know, and plus the fact that you're jacked and work out and all that, we love that like 20 times more.
So
no, it's super important to me.
It's funny because if I look back historically on like the employees I've ever had, they were out of shape.
Dude, you work for me.
I don't give a that's so true.
Dude, all the people that work for me, which nobody shows up, they don't show up for you. And they're like, I can't believe Brad Lee's going to make me work out.
I don't make anyone work out. I just like, I'm looking back at it.
But
and
they
I'm
should
like,
know though, for him, that that's a standard. So when you come to work for me, right? We only hire people inside of our coaching company, okay? Like, cause those are our greatest students. All these guys trained with me for years. So they are a product of the product. They don't sell our training, they are products of the product. I mean, they've all changed their life inside of it. So it's not like Grant Cardone's company hiring salespeople. Oh, you're a high ticket closer? Come sell my shit. No, these motherfuckers eat, sleep, and breathe everything that we talk about. So like, they're just saying like, dude, if you want to do it, like you ran your play, you want a different life, try to run our play. That's it. Like just run our play. This is what we're doing.
So what do you think is so different about what you prescribe or educate people on versus?
Well, so a simple strategy, physical, mental, business. Right. So we won't train anybody. I mean zero.
Yeah.
That doesn't want to do anything physically. Yeah. So like if somebody's like, oh, I don't really care about my physical health and I'm not your coach, you'll hate me, man.
So there's you have a certain like intake form or something like that where it's.
Yeah. It just says this, like, you know, do you believe like physical fitness is super important to you? And are you ready to start pursuing that? If you're not now, yes. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next. Mental, right? Like you have to understand business isn't going to grow if you're not going to get mentally tough. And if you can't control your own thoughts, nobody can make you happy but you.
Yeah.
Okay. And the gym and eating clean food and all those things, that's a sacred place to get your mind in a mental place to go kick in business. Okay. By the way, I am in the art of communication. If you speak all day long, I want you to think about this. If you're going to go speak at an event or if you're going to go do something, you want to hit that gym in the morning before you go talk to people because you get those like serotonin, oxytocin, those biological reward chemicals running through your body. And then all day long, you're just in the flow state. You're in a good mood. You're transferring that to other people. And like, that's what we do. So I'm like, dude, if you're telling me you want to be good at sales, if you're not going to go and work out and exercise or do something 45 minutes before you start the day, you're not going to make it, bro. Don't even come around me. You're going to hate me because I talk about it every day. And I have a gym for my guys, but like, I'm not plugging people into a fitness deal. It's just a law.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way of getting around the fact that like, it's going to make you better.
Yeah. Especially if you want to be the best. Right. And honestly, we built a brand, the 1%ers, like the 1%, right? So it's like physical though, mental, and then business. By the way, another side, how old are you?
35.
So most people that are in business fucking destroy their families. I'm just being honest. It is so hard to run a business. It is so hard and also be present when you go home and take care of your kids and do all these things. And so me and my wife have figured out like how to build a bad family and how to make a lot of money and also how to build a big team, how to stay fit, how to be close to God. I don't know if you believe in God or not, but I believe in God. And
yeah,
I just want to say, like, I tell everybody, I'm like, dude, listen, I mean, like you got to have time for God too. And my relationship with him is important. Me and my wife still pray every night. Our team, we pray in the meetings. You know, I cuss a lot, dude. I mean, I'm just me, dude. I'm a broken, lost person.
What are you really bad at?
What am I bad at?
Yeah.
Honestly, well, I cuss. That's probably my worst habit right now. I don't do drugs. I don't really drink. And I'm not saying there's anything against drinking. I'd love to go have some drinks with my wife and dance all night and go home and have crazy sex and all this, be wild. But we're in this like grow mode right now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm so sharp because I've done such a good job of staying on this track that I could go cut loose, but the momentum is so high. I just don't want to lose my edge. I know that like when you're building that edge, you're so afraid to lose it. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like you're so afraid. Do you know Dana Bailey? I saw you did a deal with her.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rob Bailey's making us a song right now.
Mm-hmm.
Elliott Army. No joke, man. Like this is the song they're gonna play at my funeral. What we stand for
Rob
all the time. Yeah. So So like Rob and Dana, like in our company, we listen to Rob Bailey all day long, all day. Like when you sign on, you sign a mental fitness waiver that says like, I'm going to push you until you die. You're going to sign that onboarding into my company. And then number two, you're going to listen to Rob Bailey music all the time. And we're going to brainwash
No John Mayer.
No, we don't do John Mayer. You're going
Gravity.
to be
Such a good song.
Yeah, but and there could be exceptions here and there, but not inside the office. But when I say this, I brainwash people with Rob Bailey's music because his stuff is like, I am, I'm a beast. It's like, I am.
See, this
so all day long.
This is something that's really interesting.
That's an
That
edge.
a lot of people I don't think ever even think about or recognize like the music that we listen to is like these mantras that if we're singing along or even just hearing, we're internalizing all this kind of
Yeah.
like literally is happening, whether you want to believe it or not. It's a thing,
Yeah.
just like how we sit in our own thoughts and we think about whatever it is. The more if we're leaning towards whatever's negative, like you're likely to bring more of that into your life.
Yeah, it's like the law of programming yourself.
Yeah. When did you start to recognize that?
2019. That night I went into the garage and, did the workout, shaved my head, and I decided to look in the mirror and own my, realize I was a coward. I was a pussy. Seriously, like my dad is a straight pushover, bro. He's a pushover. My mom left when I was young. I should have kicked some people out of my life a long time ago. There's this thing called the golden handcuff syndrome. And people say, how'd you stay in the car business for 21 years and you hated it? Well, in the beginning it was good because I made money, but I never changed anyone's life. I never had anyone tell me I changed their life. I made them a lot of money. But the golden handcuff syndrome is when you're making more money than you ever thought you'd make, but you hate what you're doing, so you can't fucking leave because you've built such a nice life around all that money you were making that if you quit that, you don't know how to do anything else. So you're just stuck.
It's almost like an abusive relationship.
Dude, it sucked. It really did. And so my wife, dude, what I love about her is she's like, listen to me. She's like, so when someone changes, and I want to see if you recognize this, people's eyes change. Like, you ever notice when somebody, like they told you they were going to do something, but this time they tell you and their eyes change and you're like,
oh yeah.
Okay. My wife looked at me and she's like, your eyes changed. She's like, F it, let's go. And she sold our house. I didn't. She sold it. She sold everything. She's like, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go 2-step backs on purpose, and we're gonna go it up together. And me and her, we just like are underdogs. So number one, we're massive underdogs. When I say this, we built $100 million business. We're doing all this cool shit. We have all this. Let me tell you this. I'm the most broken person on planet Earth, dude. But you know what I am? I'm a person that's taken everything that ever has taught anyone or has taught since 2019, all the things from you to Andy Frisella to Ed Milet to Patrick Bedave, to all the things that they've taught, all the advice they've given. And dude, I've literally just owned it. And now I've become this. Like I honestly erased my own life, my old life. Like I just erased it. And I built another one. And then my wife trained me like how to like come home and take care of the family. Like she's like, dude, you work 15 hours? Go ahead. I want you to be a killer. But when you come home and you walk into this house, you're home. You're with us now. That's it.
That's the hardest thing for me is shutting that off.
So my wife has a real easy trick, and I'll tell it to you, and you'll see how easy it is. If you treat something like it's the beginning, there'll never be an end. Go back to day one. That's it. She's like, bro, me and you, day one every day. She is also, when you walk into this house, just like you have those psycho eyes when you're at work, you need to have love eyes when you come to that house. I will literally come home and I'll walk through the door and she'll say, stop. And I love this. This is where you have to let your girl correct you because like she's protecting me. She's not being an nag, dude. She wants me to be great. Everyone else said that I wasn't. And she said I was. So I need to listen to what she's saying. She's like, turn around, go back out. Okay. Let that go. Come back in the house. You're going to be with us for a couple hours now. Okay. So you're going to be with us and then you're going to go up.
Was that hard at first?
Yeah. I'm fucked up in the head, but she's like, stop. She goes, look, I'm not going to let you in the house till you change your eyes. And like, I'll come back. And she's like, there's those love eyes. Okay, come on.
It's funny how that's such a real thing when you said it. Like I've never put it into those words, but I get it.
Yeah. And the cool thing
it's a whole energy feeling.
Yeah. And she checks me. There was a time in my life where my wife was warning me about friends and people and things. And I was like, I didn't want to hear it because we were making money. We were doing things. I didn't think it was that bad. And I was like, babe, you're nagging me. And she was like, fine, f it. And then she stopped telling me. That's when you're going to get in trouble.
So funny. I can relate to that. More so my mom.
Yeah, that's
my mom told me things about people, and I was like, I'm not worried about it. Next thing you know, they got my.
She was right. And guess what? So now when she says something, like no matter what, I know her intuition, especially women have this crazy intuition. And so if she says no, it's no. Like no matter what. Like I won't argue it because, dude, listen, number one, she gives me everything I want. So if I want something and she sees I really want it, she's going to give it to me. Doesn't matter. She's always wanted me to be happy. But if she says no, it's because inside she's got this gut that she's like, no, something's not right. Long term, that's not good for these people. Look, Andy, today it's cool, but one day you're going to piss these people off. And I don't think we know who these people are when they get mad. I think they're different people. And we won't know until then. And my wife is so good. She'll actually piss people off up front. She's like, Andy, watch. We're going to piss these people off. And we want to see what's going to happen. We're going to intentionally piss them off. And sure enough, we piss them off. I'm like, babe, these are cool people. We piss them off. They blow up. She's like, see? And you were going to do business with those people? And you didn't think there was going to be a problem?
So okay, but not everyone has obviously your wife in their life.
No.
Right? How can they identify the people that are like for them in that way? If they don't have that.
Well, I think being around the right people is important. You know what I'm saying?
But it's tough because like a lot of people, I think they think they're around the right people and they're not.
Okay, let me tell you how you know if you're around the right people. And my wife could probably better answer that question, but I would tell you this, like for real. I don't want you to tell me if you're right for me in my life. I don't want you to tell me what I want to hear. I want you to tell me what the truth. Dude, if we're really boys, let's say me and you get close. After this, we run into each other. We start kicking it. Dude, you got friends right now. I could ask you who's your best friend, and you would tell me. And I would ask you, if you did something, would that guy speak up and tell you? Like, tell you regardless of how it would hurt your feelings? Would he tell you?
Yeah, of course.
That is her. She just tells me the truth. My wife doesn't walk around on eggshells. She doesn't care about my feelings. She's in this with me to protect me because she knows that like I have a good heart, but I bet you have a really good heart. I bet you get taken advantage of all the time.
Oh yeah.
That's me. And Jackie is the cartel leader that makes sure that I don't get because I'm the guy that thinks I can fix everyone.
Have you gotten better at that yourself because of her?
Oh yeah, dude. That's why I said, like, since we started building our business, like Jackie is like, at the end of your anger is at the end of your fate. Don't get mad, Andy. Companies burn to the ground because of ego. They burn to the ground because of anger. She's like, no ways, man. She's like, listen, we're not getting caught in that. We're not eating out of anyone's hand. Doesn't matter what happens to the world. We're going to be different than everyone else. And so how do I find these people? Like, if you're telling someone like, hey, you need to lose weight. And they're like, I can't believe you said that about me. Well, dude, the friends you have right now are assholes because you're fat and they're not telling you, or they're letting you get fatter. And I'm the guy that wants you to be healthy and be more attractive and look good. And you're mad at me.
Yeah.
You're with the wrong people. You need to be with people like me that tell you the truth. The only way that people grow is a truth and honesty. And that's why I love your shit, because you're ultra direct. If you'll notice, all the people I said that I believe are the people that have changed my life, super direct.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, man, why do you think the world has gotten like so coddling to people? Like, because the fact that there are people that would rather see you, I mean, I kind of know the answer, but I think they'd rather see you do not as good as you could because where they're at.
Yeah.
But like, that's on like a massive scale now. Like, it's just like, it seems like people like do really want to see you do good when you're not doing good. And then as you start to do good, they're like, oh no, I want to see him do bad now. He's doing too good, or she's doing too good, or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's because people put boundaries on you, man. Like, listen, like, let's say, your biggest supporters are going to be people that you haven't met yet.
Yeah.
They're not even going to be in your life right now. And I'm going to tell you why. If I knew you and I would be like, oh, dude, I know who he is. And so I put a label around you. I put a box around you and I put boundaries on you. I do. And I put them on me too, but I put them on you. And when you go outside those boundaries, I don't like that.
Because you have a picture about how you think I should be.
Yeah. And you're outgrown it. And then I don't like that. And so anyways, when I see you trying to take risks.
But that is in relationship to the person's self.
Yeah. But then it's also like, the God of this generation is comfort. And so if I'm pursuing comfort and I see you going for uncomfortable, like I'm going to try to pull you back. And so like,
But wouldn't you say though that's because of like, if it's you in this case, it's because of your own, I'm not pursuing it as much as that person is.
yeah, like, yeah, it's a limiting belief, right? I have it. And then, so I have it for you. And by the way, listen, if somebody ever tells you, this is the truth. If somebody ever tells you that you're not capable or you can't do it, number one, it could be partly them. They don't have the belief. But number two, there could be some truth. Your ego could be so sensitive, right? That you're a little baby and you're a little, and if you went to do something hard, they figured you'd probably get your ass kicked and then get hurt. So they're trying to stop you. Dude, you're a savage. So people should be telling you, if you're like, yeah, I'm going to go build this thing. They're like, yeah, you are. Dude, you're to the point now when you say you're going to go do something, you probably don't have a lot of people saying, oh, you're not going to do that.
Not now. No,
no,
way.
now they're like, yeah, you are. I can't wait to see it. You know why? Because you've given them evidence that like, watch me, motherfucker. I'm going to go do this.
So perfect. So to the kid or to the person who hasn't given enough evidence to people in their life,
they're all going to hate. You're just going to have to be a part of it. And by the way, like you watch a lot of fighters. I don't watch a lot of fights, but like my guys are all, they love fighting. And I love it too, but I've just always been in business. But like Conor McGregor, he's like, it's fuel. It feeds me. It motivates me. I mean, if I was to ask you what makes you fueled, me telling you, man, Bradley, dude, you're so great, man. You're awesome. Or like, dude, you're not going to do that. You're
well,
nothing,
it's funny.
bro.
I look back on a lot of the stuff that I'd done, like weird viral videos. It was always, the best things were always when people were like, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. I was like, oh, I'm going to try it then.
Yeah, when someone tells you can't do something.
Like I'll never forget specifically Nadeem. I love this guy. He's a great guy. But we were filming this video and I was filming this squatting on like a hoverboard with like 315 or whatever when the hoverboard was popular. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And he was like, nah, because I've always done kind of crazy, stupid shit. And he was like, nah, I think this one's a really bad idea.
Crazy,
and I was like, I'm doing this today. I have to do this. Yeah. And it went viral and all that shit was on ESPN and shit. It was crazy. But it was one of those things where I literally remember that moment. And he's a good person. He's not a bad person by any means.
No,
he's
he
not
didn't want you to get hurt, man.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, I don't think this is smart. And I was like, then I have to do it.
Yeah. What if I pull it off? Dude, this is what I always tell people, man. As crazy as that is, you may not be where you are today had you not done that.
Well, yeah. I mean, everything stacks to everything
That's what
else,
I'm saying. Like,
sure.
dude, that could have been the thing that made that one relationship, that made that other one, that made these things happen. All the dots align, man. God gives us these opportunities and we either say yes or no.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, man, you train every day. You train your mind, you train physically, you train your marriage, your relationship, you train your team, your company to be stress tested.
How do you find balance though? Because I've always struggled with the relationship side of things. Like historically, like so terrible.
So here's the deal, man, like for real. And I want to say like the reason why we'll get into this for a minute, because number one, 99% of people, they get their kicked, not because they don't know the word business well, because their personal life sucks. Okay. Yeah. And it didn't start out sucking. It started out good. And then they wanted to get in this business, I'm going to become an entrepreneur and all this. And they go do all this. And then all of a sudden it takes everything you have. That's the law of success to make it and win. You have to become obsessed. You have to lose your mind to this craft. And then what happens is our family learns to live without us essentially because we're trying to win so big. And if you are great at business and I'm great at business, but you don't have a good, healthy home and I do, I'll beat your ass. It's because you're going to burn out eventually and I'll beat you, especially long game, which everything is long game. You may beat me short game, but long game, I'll beat you. And so what's the fix? You got to take your family with you. Look, I got my 13-year-old son right here with me. You know why? Because my greatest responsibility is my son. It's my son, bro. Like he's me. If I don't take care of him, I shouldn't get to take care of anyone else. Not one single human. I have to take care of me first, and I take care of me for him, for my two daughters, and for my wife. I can't listen. My team, they'll all. If you ask them, and I mean this, I have an unrecruitable team. And when you say, what does that mean? That means that if you walked up to one of my guys on my team and you said, I'll pay you 10 times what Andy's paying you once you come work for me, they'd be like, F you. They don't work for money. And you say, like, what do you mean? Well, me and Jackie realized, dude, that like we wanted to build something that was different than anything else. And so all these broken people, we've never had love. Dude, honestly, I thought about why I wanted to get in shape. It was truly so I would love myself more. And so Jackie would love me more. And then honestly, I felt like I can't operate when I don't take care of myself anymore. Like I just have to look in the mirror and like me. And I'm not good to anyone else if I don't like me. Also from a perspective of like my team. So they look up to me because I take care of myself physically. My wife and my family. Dude, I take such good care of my team. I mean, my family. My wife, me and her, we're affectionate, hands locked everywhere we go, and it's no fake. Me and her, when there's not something right, we fight immediately. Fighting is good. No, it is good. It's good, but you got to fight fair, and you can't. And what does fair mean? It means you can't get historical. We have rules. Like you can't bring up something from the past. It's got to be about this. Number two, we got to hear each other out, right? And dude, like most people never learn how to really build a relationship. Also, the biggest fights that we have are because I'm not present. It's the truth. Like I'm not present. And so like, if you can fix this, if you're just, and so there's a term, we say, be where your feet are. And Jackie explained this to me, and this is going to make really good sense. And if someone gives you the play, if you run it, you score. If you don't run it, you don't score. So here's the play. You just have to be where your feet are. It goes like this.
I mean, being present.
Yep. So it's the greatest skill on planet Earth. If there was one skill, I would say the art of communication would be the greatest skill to make you money, but the greatest skill to have a rich life. Getting rich, communicate. Having a rich life is going to be the art of being where your feet are. So I don't care how many hours you work a day. Doesn't matter. When you're there, you f it up. The second you leave, where are you going? To the gym? Good. That's a sacred place. No texts, no calls, no emails. Phone down. F it up. Gym. Home. You're with who? Wife, kids, girlfriend. Dude, f it up.
That's so hard to stay true to sometimes.
But you know what's hard? Is not staying true to it and being successful and having an unfulfilled life, having a hole in your heart. And dude, I want you to think about something. You fucking motivate all these people. You got all these people around the world that you motivate, you inspire, you know, that say you changed my life. I know they tell you this. Dude, your greatest responsibility, your mom. And dude, think about it. How often do you motivate your mom? Your girlfriend. How often do you call them? I'm going to tell you, imagine your mom call you today and be like, man, I watch Andy Elliott. He fires me up. You're like, that's my job. That's my job to bring good to my mom. And here I am doing all this for all these other people. So my wife says something. And this is why she's super direct. She's always like, who are you trying to please? You know, like what's most important to you? Like if you got sick today, right, Bradley? If you got sick, just for real, like who would be there? And you'd say, well, my mom. Okay, cool. Well, she's number one then. So like each day there's a bucket for you to make sure they're taken care of.
Yeah.
And dude, when you take care of that bucket, dude, you feel on fire, bro. Nobody can fuck with you when you're taking care of that. And those people are getting your best. And by the way, you can give the world your best and give it to them. So I used to say this, it's an excuse. I used to say, well, isn't that hard? And my wife goes, your limiting beliefs, you're one-dimensional, Andy. Who the told you can only make money, but you can't have a bad marriage? You can't be a bad, parent. You can't be in great shape. Like who told you that? I didn't tell you that. Okay, like someone sold you on that, and it's a lie. And anyways, she brainwashed me.
Had anyone sold you on that ever?
Everybody sold me on it that we couldn't, but Jackie was the first one that said I could. And I swear on my life, dude, brought it, no joke.
I feel like this should be called Jackie or something, not Elliott. What's going on here? What the f is going on here?
It's the truth.
Yeah, it's like everything is because of her. I feel like we should interview her.
That's what I said in the beginning.
What the f is going on?
That's what I said in the very beginning.
That's crazy, though.
I'm not even joking, dude. Like I said that in the beginning. Listen, and I'm going to tell you why we're growing so fast, like truly like our brand. I have hundreds of thousands of guys I have 500,000 people that are in our digital training system, okay, that we communicate, coach with. Our next 5 events are all sold out. We do a couple a month. It's crazy. And you know the number one thing that everybody says? Like, and they love the fitness aspect. They love the sales. They love the closing. They love the business, the strategies. The number one thing is they go, dude, since I've watched how you and your wife run, like my life has been way better. It's the devil only attacks what's valuable, and he's taking the homes out, bro.
If I get it. And so if you don't have a girl, then what is that? What is that for everyone else?
Then you just need to immerse, like total immersion. You need to immerse yourself in to a brotherhood. And you say, what is that? That's just a band of brothers. Like, dude, like honestly, if I wasn't married, if I didn't have my team, like I would be like, I'm working for you. I don't care. I'm here. So what do I need to do? I wouldn't even care about money. I'd just be like, I'm here because I need to be around good people, and that's it. And then there's two things that ruins a guy's life: wrong girl and not having a brotherhood. And you know those two things to be true because
it's a fact, yeah.
Yeah. So and the same things that I'm saying, when I say brotherhood, all my guys that I have a true brotherhood it's a coaching program called the Brotherhood. And all these guys, they all bring their wives with them. And like, we don't separate men from women. They're a team, dude. And we're getting them ripped, shredded, growing their business, teaching them how to build culture in an environment. So like you have a team, right? You have a team, and your companies should be an example for other companies. Your company should be a hero making machine. So anyone that's working inside of your company should literally becoming the greatest example on planet Earth. They should be walking billboards to like what human excellence looks like. And that's my guys. And, and by the way, like if you complain in our company, we'll throw you through a window. I swear to God, there can be a problem and we'll solve that, but we don't complain. We don't talk shit on each other. Everything is direct face to face. No egos. We're all alphas and we're the most loving people. No one's in charge. We have 100 guys in our company. Nobody's in charge. Nobody's in charge. There's no boss. We are all.
So who's alpha then?
All of us.
Because alpha's the top.
We're all alpha. God.
With you.
No, but it's the truth.
There's got to be one though.
I know it's God.
It sounds like it's her.
It actually
sounds like it's her.
It actually is her. You know what I mean? And hey, listen, I mean, if you want to talk to her for a minute, she can
No,
she's
great. No.
Like she's a savage, dude. She's more of a man than most.
Unless you want to get on here, I don't know.
Yeah, come here.
You can sit over there.
Here, come sit right here, babe.
Sit on that one.
Hey, but because you can ask her, but like she's the cult leader, bro.
Yeah, it sounds like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, she's the cartel leader. I mean, my wife.
This one here.
I'm not even joking, dude. Like she's the savage.
What? Why? Oh, sorry. I guess. Yeah. No. Scoot to that one and pull that over a little bit towards you. That mic. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, but
he's scooting
go
this
ahead.
way. You see that?
Yeah. Okay. So before we get into this, why do you think? Like, why is making money so important to people?
Well, making money is to a lot of people feels like it's success, right? And by the way, if you want to help people, you need to make money. Okay, like I mean, I want to give her. I promised her the ride of a lifetime when she was with me, and that means me being the man for her. But also, I want to take her on vacations. I want to have a nice house. I want nice cars, and I want all that. And that's the beginning. That's early, early success. But then after that, we also want to go do cool. We want to build a big business. We want to build big companies. We're building an Elliott Army event center.
So what do you think though? What do you think matters the most?
Changing people's lives. And you know what I learned? I'm going to tell you something real quick. This is crazy. So if anybody wants to make money, this is the key.
I think the reason we're making money.
Who you become determines what you earn. Who you become. So like, it's not the skill you learn. It's who you become. The world's a mirror. And dude, for 39 years, I didn't become who I was supposed to become. And then finally, when I did, the most I ever made was 2 million. Dude, I went to making 100 million. And I'm going to tell you this. How did a guy 50x his income? I'm going to tell you how. I became the person I always wanted to be. And now I help people every day. And the more you give, I know they say the more you get, but like I didn't try to get back. I just wanted to become so she would be proud of me. And dude, we just grew this crazy empire, bro.
But before you made the money, we made the decision to not make decisions based on money. So we weren't going to be a slave of that currency of money. So making money was just a byproduct of being who we really were.
Because what do you think money represents to people?
To people, success.
Yeah, you think it's a representation of success?
Yeah, I mean, everybody goes around and,
I think everyone tries to get money because I think everyone is trying to get love.
Yeah,
Truly.
that's what I was saying, dude. Honestly, I thought when I got in shape, like she was just going to love me more. And like, honestly, like, I don't know how you grew up, but like I didn't have a mom growing up. So like, I just, like it didn't exist. My dad was never home. So it was like we were raised by kids. And dude, I was like, I had a girl break my heart when I was a young kid, and then I just ripped everyone's heart out after that. I was
I've
like,
been there.
Fuck everyone.
I've been there, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I would intentionally,
I've been there.
I would intentionally hurt people, like, and enjoy it. Like I told her, and when I met her when I was 26, she was 24. She was like, hey, you fucking around on me, like I'm gone. You get drugged, you're drunk, you fuck around on me, you're gone. And I had never had anybody. I only dated blondes before I was with her, and nothing against blondes, but like, no, like I want to tell you that Jackie, I like had a certain kind of, you know, relationship. She was like, everybody was like, oh, he's a player. She's like, no, you don't play me. Like, dude, if we're gonna be together, you're gonna be with me, and we're gonna do shit. We're not gonna be together. It's it. Like, I don't need you. She goes, I'm independent. I'm gonna make money on my own. I'm good. She was more successful than me when I met her. So like, what I loved about Jackie was Jackie didn't need me.
Well, I told him, I'm not going to cry for
grew.
you. I'm not going to be like, why did you do this to me? Like, I don't deserve this, or give me a reason. I was like, you just won't ever see me again. It's totally cool.
And I could tell she was serious. And I was like, oh. So then I straightened up. Like, to me, honestly, Bradley, like she puts these rules, which I'm a rule breaker. I break every rule. And she tells me the rules I can't break. And so like, she keeps me in that line, because I always call her outside the lines. And she'll say like, this, you have to stay in these lines. And she wants me to grow. She wants me to do good, but she helps me become who I need to become. Women have a very good intuition. I mean, most of them have a very good intuition. And so the best thing I did was when I went to self-develop, like we went to Patrick Bet David's event when I first started training, right, to change. I took her with me. I bought a ticket for her. Everywhere I went, she went, because Jackie would perceive the information differently. You know what I mean?
But I also wouldn't be fighting against you. See, a lot of times business and family are always fighting against each other. So a lot of times you probably are like, hey, you know, you stay home, you know, and then you're like trying to share what you're doing, but she doesn't really understand. So society teaches you to fight against each other. What if you could do it the same? How much more would your spouse or your girlfriend motivate you if you brought her along the ride? So,
well, you get also a completely different perspective on something like you'll have something a little bit more intimate as far as like knowing him to a degree of what he wants or what you guys want together. Exactly. So it makes sense to have that counterpart.
Yeah, dude, I always tell guys this. Like, I'll see a married couple and I'm like, are you guys really best friends? And like, I'm really direct. You got to remember the way I talk, like some people are like, I don't like that. That's totally cool. This is how I process it. I'm like, and they're like, yeah, we're best friends. I'm like, cool. What's your wife's fantasy? Do you know what it is? Like, has she told you what her fantasy is? And they're like, well, I'm like, no, you're not fucking best friends, dude. You're not that fucking close. Let's just be real. Like, listen, she's my best friend. I know everything about her, and she knows everything about me. She knows every fucked up thing about me, and I'm gonna tell you why she needs to know it. Because when I'm going day to day, she can look at me at any given time and she can tell when I'm starting to shift. And it's her job to say, hey, I know that look. Come here. And she helps me stay straight. So I would tell you, in a relationship, I truly believe God will bring a man and a woman together, right? So that they can become them against the world. So that they can learn each other so good that they can keep each other growing great. So she's my best friend. She's my fantasy. She's my wife. She's the mother of my children. She's my business partner. She's my workout partner, dude. She's everything to me. And so like, I don't have a best friend that I talk to about problems and not with her. She gets everything. And I need her to know me. If I'm thinking something crazy, like seriously, like if I'm thinking something crazy, like I tell her. The reason why is I want her to know the craziest sides of me so that she can help me.
How do you think you find a relationship like that? It's not easy. You make it.
We made a lot of mistakes. I mean, we had to learn through pain, through, you know, everything, hurting each other. And we just got tired of being sick and tired. We actually learned from it. It was like, you know, when is enough when you love somebody? When is enough, you know, that you're giving it your all? In our case, I discovered that I was a problem. You know, I was independent. I felt like I didn't need him. I felt like I didn't work towards something. I was the one that was given up because, you know, it was like me. I could take care of myself. I didn't really need a man to take care of me. There's a problem with a lot of men. There's also a problem with women because we have egos too. So in our case, we're like, okay, we're gonna either fight to freaking kill each other, or we're going to fight to grow and explode because our personalities are very similar, and that's what we decided to do. So you have to build it. I mean, we built it through pain.
So what are the core things that you identify in the other person to decide this is worth building with this person?
Well, first of all, you have to decide if you're going to be on the same team or not, you know. So when somebody fights, sometimes they ask me, you know, some people on our team, they're like, oh, I'm fighting with my wife. This is what they have. I'm like, are you guys going to break up? Well, no, we're not going to break up. Okay, well, then why are we making this such a big deal? It's as simple as that. Like, if you're going to fight together, you're going to have to work through things. But just knowing, I mean, it's being vulnerable, which is the hardest thing, I think, for most couples is, like, he gave me the power to hurt him, but he trusts that I won't hurt him, and vice versa. So that's why he's talking about being able to share his deepest secrets, his fantasies, all these different things, is because I know him and I know that he knows that we're on the same page, that no matter what happens, I'm going to be with him side by side, and I'm not going to judge him. See, a lot of times we hurt each other in the past, and if we were different, and the reason why we are able to make it and other couples aren't is because we decided that we're not going to get historical with what we did, or I'm going to believe him this time when he tells me, hey, let's do this together. I'm also going to hold him accountable when he tells me, hey, I'm not good at something, or I can't do this. I'm going to tell him, yes, you are good at this. And I'm going to freaking snap his ass because I believe in him and he's going to believe me to do the same. So it's a constant thing that we're always building each other up and encouraging. When one gets weak, the other one makes them strong. And that's what we've been doing.
This is a good one, dude, right here, what I'm about to say. So Jackie, like when a guy f***s up, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sure you know a buddy that's with someone, or maybe you do. And just like me, and you f*** up, your woman will either do one or two things. Okay, so this is important for women, just to know this. Who you tell your man is who he is. Okay, so if he f***ed up, okay, and you're not going to be with him, just leave. But don't stick around and remind him of what kind of piece of he is. Because if I'm with you and I'm like, you know, you do this all the time and you do this, dude, I don't even want you to be a good person because I'm reminding you of how you are all the time.
Yeah.
And so, like, the secret that she did with me was that Jackie, when I made the commitment to change, is that she was like, okay, cool. And like, this is who you are. And I'm going to tell you this,
But
like,
there's also,
this is who I see you as. And that was big for me.
There's also a proving stage, because you gave him a question earlier, and I was thinking, you know, how do people like try to break that mold of not falling into mediocrity or changing, right? So a lot of things is that we make some false promises. You made false promises maybe to your family and said, hey, I'm going to do this. And then you change ventures, and then you've messed up. So they're kind of like, well, he's going to give up. Like, he's never really done this before. And they kind of make you weak, right? So the first thing is, like, don't make false promises. And then when you're ready to change, you know, your spouse will really know by looking at your eyes whether you're willing to change or not, because you've let them down whether you like to know it or not. Like, you've made a false promise to yourself. And, you know, you have a gym. You have a lot of people that come into the gym and say, hey, Monday, I'm going to start working out. You sell a bunch of memberships, and they go in there for a few days and then they give up, right? They make false promises to themselves. They make false promises to their kids. They make false promises to the people that we love the most because we're comfortable with them. But when you're ready to make an actual change, when you're ready to be like, hey, your eyes changed, I had to believe him, because he did make some false promises. Mm-hmm. But I noticed there was a shift. How sure are you? Because if you already let the people that you love down, you're going to have to prove yourself again because you fucked it up. It's just the truth. You know, if you really care about those people, you're going to have to go through that proving stage, and they're going to test you. I test him still to this day about a lot of different things to see if he really wants what he's asking for. And then I see when he really does, because I see it in his eyes. I see it, how determined he is.
What sort of tests? Like, what do you mean tests? Like just questions?
And lots of different things. Like just in our coaching program, we have seminars that people come through, and they're like, there's wives that tell their husband all the time that they need to change, they need to do certain things. And then they go and listen to this bald guy with short shorts, his nipples hanging out, and they'll listen to him, they change. And they challenge him, and they're like, I've been telling you the same thing for years. Why did you have to go listen to somebody else? Sometimes it's timing, sometimes it's God, sometimes it's just basically you wanting to change. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. So the wife, what she's going to do is she's going to test him, and she's going to be like, well, I don't believe you. Or she's going to be, testing him in different ways. Andy could be like, hey, I want to go buy this, but he wants to buy everything in the whole world every single day. I'm like, no, well, we don't need that. And then he'll ask me again and again and again. I'm like, well, maybe he wants that, and I'll give it to him. There's a lot of different things. Women, we're good at testing our men. If not,
What are some things that you don't think can change? Or do you think anything could change?
I think
I think anything can change. Dude, human beings are so resilient, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, like we see miracles every day. I mean, you know, you see it all the time. I mean, your life is, you're out in the open. You get millions of DMs a day. I mean,
It's weird.
you know,
So weird.
But dude, it's miracles, bro. And so like human beings are resilient, you know, like we've watched people that were going through divorce just turn around just because they're in the right room together for 10 minutes. They hear something and then they go together. I've watched people that, just like people have lost it all, I've watched people that literally turn a corner and then they become one of the greatest leaders ever. Dude, I was a horrible leader. I mean, horrible. I never had a good leader. So what the fuck does a good leader mean? So I had to be a bad leader my whole life and then to wake up and be like that. Like, what is a winner? Okay. What's a loser? Okay. If you want to be a winner, just flip what losing is. So I took what all the bad leadership I did and then I just flipped it and then I became a good leader. And then like, dude,
But how do you stay true to that? Like it's so hard for people to stay consistent in that, in the actual changing
remember
process.
She said pain teaches.
Yeah.
Right? I think when the pain overrides the fear of change, people change. So like
Yeah.
when the pain gets so high,
Like we said earlier, yeah.
people are like, F it, you know? Like, dude, honestly, like I'm going to tell you,
Almost kind of not having another choice.
yeah, like Jackie, one of the things she said too, remember I told that day she grabbed my love handle, she also followed it up with another little sentence that was like, hey, me and the kids have learned to live without you. And, you know, she didn't want to hurt me. She needed to tell me the truth. And I didn't want to hear it. And so I went and looked in the mirror and I realized, dude, they have. Like, I'm in all the pictures and I don't even remember when we took any of them. I was always thinking about being back at work. And she just asked me, she's like, look, I want you to be a winner. I want you to make a lot of money. I want you to be successful. I want you to be happy. But also, you promised me the ride of a lifetime when you married me. I decided I wasn't going to sleep with no other guys. I was going to be just with you. I was going to marry you. I was going to do everything with you. And this is the I get. F you. You know?
It's like it's having to be honest with yourself too.
Yeah, but I needed that, dude. And by the way, like the way that I'm telling it to you, she didn't tell me that way, but that's the way I heard it.
yeah, I know.
Like if you, yeah, but Brad, Bradley, if you were to tell me like, hey, go get in shape, I would hear you say, you're a fat piece of shit. Get your in the gym. That's how I process it, right?
Yeah.
I don't mean my guys. We all process it that
I love
way.
when he thinks he paraphrases me.
Like maybe that was my first 2 years of self-development. All I listened to was David Goggins. So I program myself to receive. I'm my own drill sergeant, right? So when you say something to me, then I just repeat it back to myself. And I think I say it to myself that way. And, you know, anyways, just like betting people wrong, dude. Like we've honestly, she's an underdog. I'm an underdog. My whole team are underdogs. All of us have all been betrayed. We've never had loyalty. You know, I mean, one of my guys, Jacob over here, is 24. His dad got killed in front of his face when he was 10 years old. You know, like these guys that undergo like a lot of pain, these guys I can really relate with. And I'm like, dude, do you guys want to build something bad? And they're like, yes. And that's what we built. And that was Elliott Army. And then I got a couple guys like Ali, you know, he's an MMA fighter. He's born in Africa. He speaks 20 different languages. You know, like, but like he's never had a drink of alcohol in his life.
Probably smart.
He's super smart.
Yeah.
But do you know what?
Smart.
His whole life, he's never had anyone. He's addicted to pushing. He's never been around people that were like better or could keep pushing and wouldn't lay off. And dude, first time he saw our program, he's like, dude, I need to be in the middle of this. I love this. It's just a brotherhood. And it's a company, man. And anyway, but we're all about taking our families with us, our kids. So the Elliott Group, Elliott Army, we have our 70,000 square foot facility. We have a big gym in the middle of it. The rest of it is a big selling ground floor. There's tons of energy. There's a 500 person seminar room that's downstairs. It's always filled with people daily. But the coolest thing is in the back of it, there's a school. So all of our kids, they all go to school there. We teach them, you know, we have military teachers that teach them God, discipline. They read Andy Frisella, you know, Jocko Willings. They read, that's the books they read, dude. We're raising them to be killers. You know what I'm saying? My son, right here, he's 13, my son Ian, all my daughters. Rob Bailey flew down, first time I met him was 2.5 years ago. And he flew down to the Lions Den. He was just he's like, dude, what the is this? And, you know, my kids, I introduced them to my kids. And at that time, they were 10, 7, and 5. And my kids know every Rob Bailey song.
Yeah, no,
all of them.
They know
Yeah, and they
more
were
lyrics
singing.
than him.
They were singing the song. I said like, "Hey, sing 100 to Rob Bailey," and they're like, 100, 100, only got one bass, and
and then when he
Rob's
cusses, like when he says, "I'm a motherfucking beast,"
yeah,
they're,
he's like,
I'm a beast.
Yeah, okay.
And Rob's like, "This is crazy, man." He's
They're
like,
not getting that from you because you cuss all the time.
right, but they
Yes.
know though to pull it, like they know.
They're a little wiser.
Yeah, and dude, but I pull my kids on stage all the time. Like I pull them on stage in front of, and I
Do you
make
try
them,
not to swear when they're on stage or what?
No,
Dude, I
there's
just
no
let
taming
go,
this
man.
guy.
Why is it so easy to swear? It feels so good.
But you know what? Hey,
crazy.
Hey, and I tell people, and people are like, they're like, I could listen to this guy, but I just can't. I'm like, dude, listen to me, man. You're always going to hang on to something. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
If I said a whole message and it could change your life, but the only thing you got hung up on was a cuss word, man, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean, it just goes back to like the selective, like picking what you want to listen to or not, and creating excuses why it's okay. Oh, he swore though, so like
Yeah.
that. You probably get that on the internet, like because I've seen people talk or like critique like your style.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People hate
very-
people hate our directness, but we've honestly, I don't want to be anyone else. Okay. So when I came out, when I wanted to start my sales training program, when I came out, I was like, I don't want to be like, well, first of all, I thought everybody's gonna say this guy's a Grant Cardone wannabe because he was in the sales industry, right?
Yeah.
And it's like maybe you open in gyms and people are like, oh, he's a wannabe of this guy, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's ever said that about anyone or something or whatever, but like I knew I was going to get that. So the first thing I wanted to do is I was like, F that, no suits, no bull. Like I'm running around, I'm going to work out, I'm going to get jacked. And all these guys that are in their 30s and 40s that do business, they're all fat, they're all lazy, they don't take care of themselves, they're not even their wives anymore, they're lazy, they're pieces of shit, their team aren't loyal to them, they're double standard, non-leader pussies. Like it's everywhere, bro. And I'm being really harsh because I'm just telling you the truth. They're weak everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I was like, dude, I'm going to build savages. So I want a savage brand. So we were like all black. I'm like all black. We're going black, Elliott. It's going to be Elliott, and we're going to put sayings on the back of these things like savage, right? And then that's all we're going to wear. We're going to wear these shirts everywhere. That's all we're going to wear. That's our only wardrobe. No suits, no nothing. That's it. We're
It's
going
more
to be
comfortable too,
savage.
anyways, to be honest.
Yeah, but like that's going to be
It's
our
way more
brand though.
comfy.
And dude, listen, man. Like everybody made fun. This guy's in a t-shirt.
I went out to dinner last night,
Uh-huh.
and everyone's all fancy, and
Yeah.
I'm wearing literally probably the same thing, just a different color.
That's your brand, bro.
I just don't give a. I just don't care.
But at the end of the day, though, you look good in what you do.
Yeah,
And you know what? If you were really out of shape, I'm telling you that shit wouldn't fly anymore.
probably, huh?
No, you can wear it because you got the bicep veins. You're in shape. You're self jacked. You're a savage. People know that your standards. It's not your uniform. Your standards. You walk in. It's moral authority. Like I say this, like moral authority. You walk in through a room, people are like, even if I didn't know who you were, I'd be like, who the fuck's that guy? I don't know who you are.
Just because of the muscles.
You just take care of yourself. I fucking respect you. I'm like, why do I respect that guy? Oh, he fucking takes care of himself. I'm pretty sure he probably keeps his word. So like immediately my
saying.
respect just goes to you, and I don't even know you yet. And so anyways, I'm trying to tell everybody that the world right now is like so thirsty for leaders in the community, in the homes, in the business. So if you want to get rich, you got to increase your value. How do you increase your value? You become a leader, because the greatest, scarcest resource in the world right now is leadership. And what is a leader? A leader is the skill of influence.
What is your opinion on the world right now? It's like this political era, and
Dude, I don't watch politics. I mean, you have to tell her.
no, none.
Dude,
It's never been easier to win.
Mess.
I think it's never been easier
I think
to
I
win.
want to be a politician. It's just they all suck.
Yeah.
I think I could do it.
Dude, from what I see, it looks like it's a rigged game. So even if I learned it, I wouldn't be able to affect it. So the greatest thing that I can do is to build a great company for other companies to emulate, and to just, take good care of my family and my team, and try to pour as much as I can into other people. And that's our ministry. That's our church. I told you, I asked you, believe in God, and you said, yeah. You've probably changed more people's lives than a lot of churches.
Which is weird. Very weird.
No, it's actually cool, because people go into church and they expect, right, for someone to deliver a message, because it's like deliver the message hour. You just deliver it all the time, man. Like I watch your content, all your content is like human excellence, changing your life, making good decisions.
But it's interesting because like I don't know, when I look at it, it's like, but it's just me talking about things that I experienced.
Yeah, which is
And
like
my experience with them.
It's real though.
But yeah, that's real. Like, dude, listen, you know what's crazy? And I want to tell you this, like this, and this is why it's super important for you to keep growing, is because number one, if you don't keep growing, your fans will outgrow you and they'll go to someone else.
Yeah, of course.
Because they need you to keep growing. That's number one. And I don't think that'll ever happen with you, but I want to say that the reason why you got to keep growing is because there's a lot of people watching you, man. And every time that you grow, they're growing right there with you, man. Like, I'm willing to bet there's millions of people you've never met that are just running around that you've said something that changed all of their lives, and like you just got to keep dropping that. And you said it's just an experience, and I'm like, bro, that experience, like walking around with a group of men in a brotherhood and doing life, like everybody wants that, dude. You love being with your buddies and doing business with your friends, or like, you know, like being real.
It's just weird for me because like the way it all started, it was never like, this is the thing I'm gonna do. This is the thing that like I didn't see people doing this thing, like at least in the social media space, because it wasn't a space when I started.
That's right.
I was just doing stuff that was just I was a trainer. I sold training. I was like, you know, I did all the sales bullshit, all the no's and overcoming them, and that's what I did before any of this stuff. And then I was just posting content about my life, but there was no like. You know how you said you watched me or whoever else you watched on the internet was like, oh, I can
showed us a way to live.
There was none of it. It was just like, I was just doing random shit. And then all of a sudden it became a thing that like, people are like, well, this is really cool. You're cool. We like what you're saying. We like what you're doing.
Yeah. Because you show us what's possible, bro. Do like people like don't know what's possible. Remember, you know, the 4-minute mile, somebody did it. Everybody did it. It's like when you're going out there and you have fun and you're doing this, I'm like, why aren't I having fun? Let's go do that. And plus, your way of fun, like you have a good standard, you know, like you're not out, you know, running around doing, you know, like ruining people's lives. Like you're helping people, man. And the fact that you're in the gym, like you genuinely have always cared about people changing. If you can change someone's body, you change their whole life.
Of course, yeah.
You know, I mean, dude, when you change someone's body, I mean, they love themselves more. They give more people more love. I mean, right? Finally, right? So other people like, you know, are attracted to them. Their kids look up to them. You know, what do you think young kids look up to? Superheroes, right? And maybe dad's a superhero now.
But this is why I think everything comes back to love. Everything we do.
Yeah.
To feel love, to be able to share love, to be able to get it, whatever.
Accept it.
It all comes back to that. Even the thing about money is like just another representation of,
I want people to love me.
That's all it is. That's why humans do. It's love. It's in a sense of intimacy with a woman. And then also in community. Those are the two things that drive everyone.
That's
like in that identify, like everything you just explained or like described about like the team and
stems back to that.
Always back to that. Obviously like the front end, the way which you're like presenting it or like driving people towards it or pushing people towards it can change versus your sort of method versus someone else's method.
Yep.
But it always comes back to love. It always comes back to like, do I love myself enough that I could love others?
That's right.
And it's weird though how we get it twisted where it's like, oh, but I have to get money and things, and then people will love me. But so when I was telling you that when I did all those things, there was no point, like, yeah, I needed to make money and I knew that I needed to have money to like pay rent, but I never was like, oh, I'm going to do this to make money ever at any point in my life. And then I had the most money.
Yeah.
And I never focused on it. And I was all I was focused on was like trying to feel love within myself. And I'm not trying to cry like a but trying to love myself because the way my life was coming up was I was constantly questioning like, am I good enough? Am I worth it? Like, you know, should I have these good things in my life because of, you know, my circumstances? I lost my father when I was real young. And I was always kind of struggling with like, am I lovable? Sorry.
No, that's good. That's the side, but that's the side of you that we love though. We love your savage side and we love that side.
Yeah, it's interesting because that too. It's weird how it shifted and it's changed.
Right. Because
that sort of savage side that came out of that also, it's very like, I have to prove this. I have to show this. I'm gonna make sure that and it was never money driven. And again, I go back to it. I got more than I could be grateful for, you know. But it's weird how that all came through that. But my like intention didn't almost really shifted because before it was proving. I have to prove that I'm good enough. I have to prove that like I can be loved. And now it's like it's completely different now.
Yeah.
It's a way different experience for me now. It's weird.
Intentions change.
It's weird that having these conversations and just like talking about it is just, it's still to this day gets me a little emotional because it's just like it's almost like I still haven't fully come to like close or terms with that. I don't know if I ever will, but I don't know. It's just weird, man. It's weird when I have these conversations. It does really matter. Yeah, but I want more people to understand that idea about love. And because to get the money, to have the success, to have the great relationship, like you have to love yourself.
Right.
And dude, that stems back to your fitness. Dude, I really think the reason why you're a fitness freak, like why you'll always have to go to the gym, is because that's your medicine.
Oh, I was, man. I mean, it's
like it'll always be your medicine.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing that like everything could, sort of disappear because it was so caught up in like this idea of like, am I good enough? Why do people have this and I don't have that? And they have, their family looks like this, mine looks like that, and this weird pain I had in relationship to it all. And the gym was always just a thing that was like, okay, well, I could focus on this, and all that goes away. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even so much so that like I could get big. It was just more like, oh, I can like avoid all this sort of thought that was negative
it's like
towards
your
me.
sacred place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it turned into all this shit, and then all I did for years was talk about my relationship to it, like how I'm talking about it now. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's weird because I don't want to say I didn't do anything special, but like in my mind when I was doing it, it wasn't special. It was just me sharing my life and how I experienced it. That's why it's weird sometimes when I sit and I have these conversations and I talk about all this. I'm just like,
we say it's weird, man, but people are f***ed up, dude. Listen, you got to realize like people like lose their identity. And like when you share your experiences and you share your stuff, or, you may start crying or something, like, dude, people like need to see that, because honestly, at the end of the day, like, dude, like, we're in a weak generation right now. And, it's like, being strong is also like, I can cry with her, or, I cried in front of my team the other day, talking about my son.
People like to see that vulnerability, but also you did something good with it. I think this world is so conditioned to just people feeling sorry for them and staying in a certain level that's why they don't. You've done something with that, and that's why you need to share your experiences, because you're changing somebody that can relate with loss, can relate with a lot of different things, and then that's what makes it so beautiful, and that's what makes people like really, chuck up, because like, hey, they're waiting for that change. Maybe still. They're waiting to.
Yeah, and you got a good heart,
with
bro.
it.
I would tell you, your heart is what really makes you the most dangerous. Mm-hmm. You being alpha, masculine, but like super loving.
It makes it so much better when you're a big freaking guy and you can get to that point. And people are waiting for that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, but it's just the whole world's thirsty for that, dude. And so I see a lot of guys trying to. I really think like what you've done to this point, I think you're about to blow up again. And I think that there's like I was telling my wife, I think there's a recreation process that you're going to go through again. And I truly think like your purpose, like as being an influencer, and you can open gyms and all these things, and that's your business, and there's things you'll do to make money. But I really think like your standard, like that's the greatest thing that you could do for this whole generation. I mean, for my team, us, guys like us, honestly, like it's time for, Bradley Martyn 3.0.
Yeah.
But it's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a
yeah,
truth.
like again. Yeah. And your girl's like, what the? Oh yeah, but she comes with you too. Mm. And she gets her 3.0. And that's what we just did. We just did that. And our whole team, we wrote vision boards every year, what we're going after, man. And
but that's what people see like Andy, and they're like, oh, he's like this, like he's so direct, all this other stuff. So you're seeing a different side of Andy. You're seeing that heart that he has. Just imagine how far you can go being that savage that you are and sharing your heart. It's just makes it so much more relatable and so awesome. That's what makes it last, which is really cool.
yeah.
Why do you think there's like that weird stigma though around like the alpha and like crying, or like this sort of idea that, oh, if you do, then you're not?
Well, I think those are the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think anybody that thinks that way probably, won't be in your life for very long anyways. You know what I'm saying? Think about your good friends right now, or anybody you look up to. Those guys, if you shed a tear in front of them, they love you more. They love that. Anybody that, if somebody's vulnerable, or if they're trying to, play with their heart, And they're like, dude, what the is your problem? Dude, nobody's going to follow those people.
Or maybe it's you telling yourself it's not okay.
Yeah, that's true, dude. So Tony Robbins, right? I'm going back to like, I started with him in, 2019. There was this course I took, and it was Tony Robbins, Dean Graciosi, which was like his CEO. And Dean lives in Scottsdale. And I was like, dude, like this guy was like super smart. And I was like, dude, I want this guy to coach me. And like me and this guy are like brothers now. He lives by us. Me and Jackie would go to dinner together with him and his wife. They're super cool. And we mentor his son. He's 15 years old. His daughter's boyfriend, he's 17. They come in, they do an internship all summer with us. And so like when he coaches me, he talks to me and he's like, bro, he's like, I love your craziness. I love it. I love how you get in people's, but
pause.
He's like, if you want to go wide and you really want to go big, he's like, you need to shed a little bit of the old you. Okay. And he's
Who
like,
is
what
the
is
old
it?
you that you're referring to?
He's like, you just need to show your heart more. He's like, honestly, bro, he's like, he goes, I sat down the first time we went to dinner with you and your wife, and I thought you were going to be some maniac. And he's like, you're the most loving motherfucker I ever met. He's like, why can't everyone else see that guy?
Yeah.
And going back to what you just said,
there's a lot of people that are.
I said, I just want everybody to love me. I just want them to believe I'm this way. I just want to do this. And I am that way. But also, dude, I'm like super loving and super kind, and like we're funny, and like sometimes I forget to show that. So he was like, dude, 85% the old you stays, 15% you need to wear your heart on your sleeve. And like that, what you did is exactly what I've been doing more. And dude, I'm telling you, we've been growing like crazy with
really
me being a little bit more loving, man. And God is love, right? So like I can give them all the information, but if they don't feel that I love them, they're not going to want to change. And so, and I do love them. I love everybody, dude. Like I'm the comeback kid. I know you watch like Patrick Bet-David, he's always talking about, do you operate from a state of madness? Are you the motherfucker that wants to come back and, shove it down everybody's throat? Like, who are you? And that's me. Like, I want to burn their eyes out.
Who's taught you the most in your life? Don't say her.
Outside of her?
I knew that would have been the answer. I just had to preface that.
Well, I've learned from business, Patrick Bet-David.
Okay.
But honestly, who do I watch a lot? I watch Andy Frisella all the time.
I love Andy. I'm supposed to have him on the pod too.
I just can't quit watching his. I want to go punch
Andy.
somebody in the face every time. And dude, his is so real. It's so on point, and it honestly resonates the most with me. And dude, I try to quit cussing, and I'll go months without cussing. Like I'll quit.
We'll go like 3 days without cussing.
No, it feels like months.
It just feels that way.
It's a long time.
Yeah, 3 days.
3 days is a long time.
But then I'm like, I feel like I need my edge. And then I'll play like some Andy Frisella something, and then next thing you know, I'm like, F you, man, I'm gonna tear your face off. And I'm like, and I'm just like, fine, dude. I'm like, dude, listen, man, I'm me, and we're bringing a good thing to the world. Like I said, I wasn't gonna conform. I need to be me, and I do need to wear my heart on my sleeve. And like I said, dude, one of my greatest teachers, again with her, Andy Frisella, for sure. The fitness world, like I love what happened with COVID, and like you standing up with like everybody, like
that was so bullshit.
That
Complete bullshit.
We did the same thing. Just so you're aware, like
where though?
We're in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, I did that bitch in California.
I know that's what I was about to say.
Here.
Yeah, this is a whole different.
We were in
ballgame.
Oklahoma, right? And they shut down all the businesses around us, which I know you went through the same thing. And there was no more than 5 people allowed in X amount of space. And we were having 100 people come in at a time in a 700 square foot space.
780
square feet, 100 to 130 people. And I was doing these events, getting up on tables, telling them like, we're not. And dude, we would be on social media, not wearing masks.
Yeah,
killing everybody.
And everybody's like, killing everybody. They're not wearing masks.
So
and we would
stupid.
go live. We would stream it live everywhere. And we were like, masks. And we would go crazy and watch.
That was all you guys.
There would be people that be walking around outside, and this guy one time, he walked up with a briefcase, and we were like, they're going to shut us down. They're here. We'd have the blinds shut, and we were in there just brainwashing them.
Bro, so many stories, man.
No, I know. I watched her.
God.
But
we would have people duck down when the guys would come. They would duck down behind the partition thing. It didn't matter. They knew. Everyone knew. It was an insane time. Like they literally like put a lock to like turn our lights off. And the craziest part about that, like with the city. So they send people like every day, right? And then it got to a point where they were, I don't know if they were just like, all right, fuck this, or I kept going to court. And so like nothing was changing. But when it was kind of like all said and done, this is the thing that really to this day is like kind of irks me. They put locks on the lights. So like, you know, they could turn it off and then put a lock. You had to like cut this big lock to turn it back on. So for about 2 months, we just operated off of like generators and like gasoline and like just construction lights and like random like, you know, pop-up speakers and stuff. And this was like middle summer, like it would have been around this time. It was like the craziest time. Tons of people in there. But I'll still never forget this. And to this day, it kind of like irks me. They were like, yeah, so if you do these certain things, like we can like have you be open. You got to have masks. You got to have these stickers on the floor with this 6 feet bullshit, all this nonsense. And I was like, okay, I'm doing all these things. And I was like trying to like police some of these things, like trying to do some of them so that I could say, hey, come check. We're good. To turn our lights back on, because we were operating for like 2 months. It cost me like $20,000 a month just in gasoline to like keep, just aside from the rent, aside from everything else, like just for gasoline.
Yeah.
Because it's running all day. So I'm trying to go back and forth with them to be like, yo, like let me turn these lights back on basically in this like room. To this day, they've never responded to that email. And so the lights got back on, and the only way the lights got back on is because I went in there and cut the lock myself. So imagine just how bullshit it was that like nothing was ever done about it. They dismissed the whole thing. Obviously, I had to spend money on lawyers and deal with the whole thing. But it was just kind of like, all right, see ya. After like 8-9 months of like me having to come in every other month to talk to someone saying like, your gym's supposed to be closed. I'm like, I know, tell me why. And no, there was never an answer.
That's so
And I would talk to the health people and I'd be like, well, explain to me why like Best Buy and Costco and all tons of people and they're right down the street. Explain to me why they can film porn indoors anywhere in the valley in the same exact county, but the gym can't be open. Explain to me why like you can get alcohol and tobacco and all this shit is actually really bad for your cardiovascular system, but you can't do the thing that's good for your cardiovascular system, like going to the gym. And that's the main proponent of like killing people in relationship to COVID. And they were just like, oh, we got to talk to someone. And then they're like, I'm like, well, what about the airports? And you guys aren't even policing the airports. Like you can go to the airport all good. You got to wear a mask and a plane, but you can sit side by side, right? There's no distance, no 6 feet. But here it's got to be 6 feet. There was never a good explanation. That's why I was just like, this is all bullshit. You're finessing us. And the guy even told me, he goes, oh, well, that's not in our jurisdiction. This is public. That's federal. So it's like in federal, does COVID just decide not to spread? No, it's because it's tons of money. It's big business. And you're just on little people and you're closing his gap.
That's crazy.
And it was just like, it was insane though. It was also insane just to watch how crazy people were about masks. And like, I'll never forget the craziest thing I've ever seen is someone in a car by themselves with a mask on. Not an Uber driver.
Today.
We saw
That's
one
the
today
crazy.
in
And
California.
I'm like, is this like this? You know, when they joke about like NPCs and shit. I'm like, is this person like do they have their own thought? There's no way that makes sense in your own vehicle. It's the craziest.
Yeah.
And then the crazier part was the masks themselves. It was like 9 times out of 10, someone wore the same mask for how long, right? A week? I don't know. Maybe they got a mask and it was like they wore it for a month. You take the mask off, you put it down, you're collecting the germs anyways and sticking them on your face. It was the craziest shit that I was like, none of this makes sense. I'm not doing this. This is not right. I'll literally cut these doors off if I have to. I'm not going to stop people from going to the gym. Because I knew how important that was besides just the COVID thing, like just in my life, how important the gym was for me.
Yeah.
And what saved me. It's like, why would I there's probably kids I knew because I had tons of people coming to that gym from all over the valley who couldn't go to other gyms.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to close this down just because I'm getting harassed by the state, whatever bull. It was one of the craziest times ever. I'll never forget that. And it's a little sad because it's like, are people just this weak? Mm-hmm. People just don't believe so much in what they actually believe. And they just go, they said it. I read it here. I saw it there. It's bad. Let me hide.
It's the news.
And then it's just like, and then all the other things that came along with that caused just up learning for kids. You're not going to school. Like they're not in, don't be around anyone. It's like remove community. You're removing all these things that actually matter. Mm-hmm. And it's going to cause so many more problems. Everyone goes, none of that matters. We only got to focus on these old people who are probably going to die anyway. The flu anyways. It's like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I understood that COVID was a real thing and it was a thing that actually killed people and people who were like predisposed and they already had pre-existing conditions for the most part. But it's like, how are we sacrificing now everything for this thing? And it was just like the biggest thing to tell, the biggest tell of that whole thing was this is a for-profit business making trillions of dollars, and we're getting this free thing that in reality, they're just taking our money and giving it to a for-profit business to just make trillions of dollars. And all these companies like 3M making tons and tons and tons of money because they're selling masks. Yeah. That's what it was. It wasn't about protecting people.
It's crazy.
I could not believe it. It was the craziest thing that I ever, and I just, it's sad. It's really sad. And then, so when I talk about all that stuff and it gets me fired up because I'm like, I really lived this and I really experienced it. It's just like, I don't know what the point was other than money. And then I'm like,
yeah, it was all money.
So then I go like, so you imagine now you have these people, richest people in the world, like the real 1%, 0.5%.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is enough? Like, what is enough of control, of money, of power? I don't understand that. Because I understand, like, yeah, I want to make money, and yeah, I want to live a great life, and I want to be able to take care of my family and like my loved ones, and I'd love to have cool, waste it money every once in a while. I'll go gambling because it's fun. But it's like those people and those companies and whoever is in charge of the world is like they have everything. Like, what was the point of that?
That's right.
I'll never understand that.
Yeah. Well, I think number one, you'll end up going down in the history books. Remember, history's wrote after something passes. So it wouldn't surprise me if 15 years from now, they're talking about you in a history book.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about me.
No, it'll be the crazy
that crazy motherfucker
that had the gym. No, I mean, because that's how history is made. You know, like history was made with all those masks, all that. But the people that rebelled are the people that are making the biggest differences now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, and then now you're just, you know, like you create your own economy, you create your own reality, you know, like nothing controls you anymore. After going through that, like now you're most qualified because you had to make that stand through that to just help anybody. You're like ultra qualified.
It's weird, dude.
Yeah,
it's a really
cool.
weird life.
It's cool. It's a really cool time to be alive, man.
Yeah, it is. It for sure. It's definitely like, it's both though. It's really cool. It's really bad at the same time.
It depends on your intentions.
Yeah.
Does it though? Because I think like even if you have all the best intentions, like there's still so much set up that's like, not that you'll lose or you won't succeed, but it's just there's so much bullshit.
Yeah,
there's
but
so much bullshit.
your intention paired with hard work, and then you'll make a difference.
Like, so here's a question. This is like a 100-year question, 200-year, I don't know, 500-year. Do you think that it's ever going to be different? Like, do you think it's ever going to change? Meaning like control power, right? Let's say all the people who are our age or whatever, they're, oh, this is weird. This is bad. Why did we do this? That shouldn't have happened. Me included, right? You think that those people get to a point where then they're kind of like in control or in more power and they just kind of start to do the same thing? Like, how did it get there? Like, how did humans get to the point where they're like, it's never enough. I need everything. I want $100 trillion. Like,
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
With social media now, it's getting pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Because like success, there's a lot of really fake success on social media.
But also,
And it's the way to get there.
I just think human nature is so that it's never enough.
no, it isn't ever enough. But it's also like, you know, you're talking about, are people going to stay thinking a certain way? It's like a lot of people are like ragging on millennials, and most of our team is millennial now, right? Like they don't work hard. They're expecting, you know, they're just not used to putting, yeah, they're taught different. They want to feel significance. They're not driven by money. They're driven by purpose. So we decide to do things different. So you get a bunch of people that are high powered that think differently together. We always talk about, hey, what if we had Andrew Frisella? What if we had, you know, Tony Robbins? What if we had Bradley? What if we had us? What if we had all these big influences? What if we had you in our building and we made a lot of noise? We can make a difference. We can make a difference if we all stick together and share the same message.
Are the
you know,
new news.
everybody wanted to be president when we were kids, right? Well, I'm going to be the next president. None of our kids freaking want to be presidents. They all want to be an influence. They want to make a difference. They want to change people's lives. And that's what the young generations are looking at. The thing is that most people are criticizing and they're not willing to stand up and fight, and they're not willing to put in that hard work. And that's where you make a difference.
That's why I think, dude, seriously, when I told you like Bradley 3.0, like that mother, like becoming an influencer, like you're one, but like you need to go 20 times harder, bro.
How do you think?
Well, just go harder. Just like there's like more versions of you. In
Whenever
your
you feel
relationship,
comfortable,
in your fitness,
you have to fight it.
You know,
whenever
and-
you believe, you're
Yeah,
very opinionated.
And the
when you
reason
believe
why
in
is
something,
because you
fight
got all
for
these
it.
millions of kids that are watching you, and like either you're gonna change them or they're gonna fall prey to someone else. And dude, they wake up on their screen, they go to bed on their screen, they are on their screen at work, they're on their screen when they're on a date, they're on their screen when they're driving in their car.
But that's the crazy part, right? Because you talk about influencers now being like, that's the new news. So the thing that I was speaking to earlier was that like, then you have just now humans who are now getting more power and control. It's not as much here, even though this is always kind of here.
Yeah.
Right. It's like who are these trillionaires in a room somewhere who are all like, let's f the world up. This is crazy. This is cool. Let's see if we can do that. That's what it feels like genuinely. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like the richest people in the world are like, oh, let's see how far we can push them. Just because almost at this point, because like how much is enough?
Yeah.
My thought is like, so now you have these influencers who are like me or other people doing stuff, and it's like, how do you keep the intentions true? Because like someone else somewhere else talking about something is like, yeah, they could say something that sounds good and sounds worthy and sounds like empowering, but it's like, are they just doing that so they make money?
No. Well, I said there's a certain point. You already got a nice house, you got nice businesses, you got a couple cool cars. You got everything you need. So now it's like a sniper kill count. It's like, how many lives can I change?
So I'm not talking about me personally.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, I'm a
okay.
part of this mix, but I'm saying like, there's now 10,000 other influencers, let's say, over the next 5 years to get really popular, and they have this voice. How do we? I mean, you can't, right? Like, you're not going to keep everyone being like for the good, and not just for the good of self.
Yeah. Well, I think those people don't last very long. They fade out. You know, when I got in 2019, I mean, the guys that were there, there's only a couple of them, and they're your buddies now, and they're still around. But all the others are gone. Every year you see a new guy pop up and fade out.
Yeah.
And so, like, the only way I think you don't fade out is to have those good intentions. The market ain't going to let a loser stay around, you know?
You truly believe that?
Yeah. Yeah. And plus another deal I believe is, I believe you won't let him stay around. You may say, well, what does that mean? Well, I believe Andy Frisella, Patrick Bet-David, Ed Milet, you know, you, David Goggins, Joe Rogan, Dana White, all these. I believe those guys, they decide who stays in and who stays out. Those guys can back people or not back them.
Those
they don't have
guys
to
aren't
all be
thinking of
buddies.
retiring soon either.
But they well, you know, you can talk to Patrick and be like, what do you think about Andy Elliott? And he'll be like, well, I like him. I like what the guy stands for. Or he'll be like, I don't know. I don't like the guy. Well, dude, listen, if they don't like you, you're not going to make it. They'll tell a couple people somewhere behind the deal and you're gone. You'll eventually fade out. And that's why I think that, like, you know, it's going to work itself out. It always will. It's a very special time to be alive and stay real. That's why, and I was telling my team and my wife, I said, coming to meet you, I was like, this motherfucker is about to go to another level. I mean it. Not in views and stats and all that, but I mean, like, in your personal life, I think you are. I think it's time again. It's time again for me. You know, like, it's time again for me. It's time again for my team. It's time again for her. I was telling her, I was like, it's time. Like, we need to go harder, man. You know, we need to go harder, but we need to take our families with us, our children, our teams. We need to go psycho. And I was like, you know, I think you're about to do that.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I do.
I see it. Look at him. You can see that shit.
well, he's
fucking
smiling
itching.
now. He wasn't smiling in the
Yeah,
beginning.
see, he's sick in the head. He likes that.
Yeah, I'm definitely sick, dude.
I know,
for
I love
sure. It's not
Dude,
good.
that's why we flew out here, man. That's why I
Yeah.
said, you said, how often are you in LA? And I was like, really never. I mean, we don't ever come to LA. But then I was like, okay, we're coming out here.
Why do you avoid LA?
No, just, you know, like, anytime we've ever been to
I
California.
mean, I'll be honest, it's kind of sucking.
Well,
it's like, it's not the best.
anytime we've ever been out to California,
It is our job. This is a mission of ours. Every person we encounter to make them smile because they have a problem smiling.
yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like, yes.
But
I
we
smile a lot. I feel like I smile a
No,
lot.
you do smile a lot, but
Yeah.
like, I understand. Like, I'm a
No, I'm
serious
talking
person.
about like running into people at the store or whatever.
Smile, motherfucker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
and dude, I'm telling you, like, California.
I'm gonna start doing that to people on the street.
Yeah.
You should. They would because you're a big guy. They probably
Yeah.
would smile.
Dude, if I was
They'd be like, what
fucking-
the
Just
Yeah, but they'll love that. But California is one of the most beautiful places on the
Oh my
earth.
God, it's amazing.
Most beautiful weather. But just the politics here, you know,
Yeah, it's
and then
crazy.
like just people don't smile enough sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so in Scottsdale, everybody's like, hey, It's like everybody you walk by. It's like entrepreneur capital.
I was just talking to someone about this last night.
Everybody
who lives in
fucking
Scottsdale.
loves each other, bro.
I love it here.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
When you walk into Scottsdale, everybody's like, "What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?"
And everybody's
It's
not
like-
from there. It's a good hub of
Yes,
people.
everybody loves everybody. So anytime that I've came to California, it seems like everybody's kind of like, it's like, "What's up?" And they're like, "Do I?"
I was born in California,
like,
and I look at people and I
okay.
smile like,
It's
do I know you?
So
Why
I
are
just
you
don't
smiling
come
at me?
here a
I'm like,
lot, but
never mind.
But we wanted to come down here and meet you. That was super important, man. And my whole team, I have like 100 guys that are there. I grabbed 10. I was like, let's go meet Bradley.
That's
I want
cool.
you
I
guys to go meet
appreciate
him.
it.
Yeah, dude. And you have something cool going on, man. You're everybody loves you.
It's weird. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of
And-
people hate me too, though.
Well, the people that hate you are just losers. So
Yeah.
like, we don't care. I mean, and by the
Maybe
way,
you should wear shorter shorts.
yeah, I'm sure he's got some short ass.
Wait a sec.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got some shorts. He's a gym rat, hun.
That just reminded. Oh God, that just reminded me of my buddy Ethan. He just talking about guys with short shorts are like the alpha guys, and I always had short shorts on.
See, I told you he's got.
You never saw that clip, huh? You never saw that. You don't know what I'm
No.
talking about at all. That's
No.
what makes it so funny.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
pull
but
up-
everybody's always ragging
I
on his
always wear
shorts.
shorts,
Dude,
man. And I'm like, dude, just because you motherfuckers got small ass
Clean
legs,
lady puts his shorts in my drawers.
yeah. But I'm like, dude, you skip leg day, so you don't want to wear short shorts. I get it, dude.
it's hard. Exactly.
Yeah,
They're
but
afraid
if
of the hard.
Yeah, but if you hit your legs, you want to get that shit out there, and you're like, because no, like I want to.
This
and by the way, I
episode,
love
you
short
guys
shorts.
both have to pose with your shortest
No,
shorts.
to be honest, like it actually is. I really like, unironically, one of the craziest things that identifies everything you said as a whole is wearing shorts. I swear to God, it sounds crazy, but picture this: like, it is the hardest muscle for most people to like grow.
Yeah.
It's the most painful. It hurts the most when you do it. It's the most uncomfortable. It hurts for days if you do it good, and you're able to like actually build something that's really hard.
Yeah.
and show it's funny.
I like burning their eyes out.
It's
I
funny.
like calves. I like having muscles that other guys.
Now
don't
I'm
have.
gonna start judging people if they wear shorts or not. I'm gonna be like, they only wear pants. See this guy's got shorts. This guy's got pants on, dude. Slightly pussy.
Yeah,
Slightly pussy.
yeah. Hey, and he.
There we go. Let's go. Oh, you got good legs. Yeah, he just decided to wear pants.
But
decided.
he's the savage. All my guys are jacked, bro.
That was sick. Drop trowel right away.
He didn't
Lit.
care. He didn't care.
That motherfucker don't play, dude. I like that.
Dude, Ollie, take your shirt off.
I
No,
love
look,
that.
no, but look, all these
he
guys.
looks like a gym bro.
No, in the meetings, I make them take their shirts off, bro. Like these guys, like, and by the way, like all these guys, every day, they literally in our meetings, we take our shirts off, and they have to be in shape, bro, because that's what we are. We're a standard for other people. So all my coaches, they got to be in good shape.
He's like, I didn't get a pump.
Oh yeah, and he shaved. I know you shaved because I know you're hairy. I can tell your hair is black. I know that took a while. Wow, I need a laser.
But all my guys, man. I mean, he's married. How many kids you got? 3, 1 on the way. Yeah, 3, 1 on the way. He's a dad, 32 years old. He's a killer, bro.
I need to
Like,
have kids, man. Yeah, no, dude. I mean, it's just been hard. It's hard for me to identify like people in my life for like the right reasons. That's the hardest thing for me. That's what I mean, even in business and all that kind of shit, I struggle with that because I think like, I don't know if there's something in relationship to the social media aspect of things and maybe people perception of like, this is easy. And then like they're around and then like they almost like expect their life to be more easy when it's like, that's not how any of this started. That's not how I got any of this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I tend to find people that like, I don't know if I'm bringing it into my own life because of the fear of abandonment or like that whole issue that I have relationship to trauma. And it's like, I'm avoiding the good ones and bringing in the bad ones.
yeah.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah, bro, you just need to get close to us, bro. We need to have you fly out to Scottsdale. I mean it. And just come see the team. Come see, like, just one day. Like, just come out. Like, and I know everybody's busy. But I'm telling you, bro, like, everything. So ask her, like, my biggest fear. Me and you are very similar. Very, very similar. And you may say it sounds different, but it's the exact same person. I have massive fear of abandonment. Like, massive fear. Like, the one thing that I know with her is that she will never leave me. And then I know I would never do anything to hurt her. Like, so like there's this like equal, and we're building this in our company where like Like I have a whole team. Like I told you, like we're all together till we die. Like people are like, okay, well, like what's next? Like we're all going to be together till we die. Like what do you mean?
But do you think you could? It's like you can't guarantee that though.
Yeah, I can. We can. What do you guys think?
But how though? How? How do you?
Well, one thing that Andy you say is that when somebody betrays you, you start being too careful about everybody else around you, and that is the biggest mistake most people do. You should do the opposite: is love the closest people to you even more and give more trust, because you just build that resistance and you stop caring as much about people because you've been hurt in the past and you don't want to get burned again. And the problem is you will never get love if you don't give love. You never get trust if you don't give trust. And that's the reality. I mean, we've had people in the company that left that betrayed us, if you want to use that word. But what does Andy do? Just pour more into us, and that's what we do. Keep pouring more into each other. It's different, man. I mean, it's all mindset. It really, the way you absorb the information and how you deal with it.
Yeah, but you have to see it.
People tell us, hey, you can't mix business and family, because through pain we built our business to be like a family. And people are like, oh, you can't do that. You can't talk about things to your employees. You can't do this. You can't do that. And I'm like, dude, screw this. I mean, if we get hurt, that means we have a heart. I mean, that's just it. And I'm not going to change. And I'm not going to give, like he said, I'm not going to give this person, I'm not going to be a certain way with Jacob Hagerman because this asshole didn't know how to take advantage of the opportunity or be that way. Let him live with that, not me. And it's not okay for him. So that's how we live, and that's how we are. Being hurt sometimes needs to happen. Actually, all of the times that you've grown in life have been through that pain.
Yeah,
you've become the
fact.
person that you are because of that pain. And sometimes we need to get hurt in order to grow to that next level and share with somebody else or mentor somebody else that really needs it.
It's just crazy because I know that 100% to be true, but it's like it could happen so many times. You're like, mother, The question though is, it then goes back to like, what the am I doing wrong that is still bringing this?
Yeah.
It's a growth thing. It's all a blessing. Getting hurt is a blessing as well. That's just it. Sometimes we try to protect ourselves from being hurt, and it's time to get hurt. It's time to get hurt. It's all very intentional. We've been through some very difficult things just recently, and I'm like, man, that's just making me more battle tested for the next freaking thing that I need to do. The next thing that I need to teach our kids or our team or something like that. And it's just like we try so hard and we fall into this bubble of like, hey, I'm not going to do this because I'm afraid of being hurt. And it's just like you're holding yourself back from becoming who you need to become.
Yeah. I mean, I know that. That's the difficult thing is I know that to be true. Mm-hmm. I'm very aware. Yeah. But it still happens.
Right.
And I still do that.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah. That's the thing I need to just.
Yeah, and sometimes, look, like Jackie asked at the beginning of this year, and I said the same thing last year. She's like, what do we need for this year? And I was like, I just need another good man in my life, another one or two strong men. That's what I need.
It's an alliance.
Yeah, I need an alliance. Like I this year I prayed I'm like, I need another savage in my group. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when we kind of got with Rob Bailey, when he was, kind of a down, and then we shot him back up.
Well, we all go through times where
I wanted Rob to be in us. And when Rob came out, first time Rob was with us, I mean, he started shedding tears, because his whole team betrayed him. Remember him and Hustle used to make music?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they split. Well, now they just made that Heart of a Champion song. If you listen to that new song, they just made Heart of a Champion, and they're recording another song right now in the studio. So I know when your team betrays you or something happens or there's breakups and all this stuff. Yeah. But bro, you got to get around people we are fire breathing dragons, dude. We're crazy. Our company, our team, dude, when I say hero making machine, we're on fire, man. We're brainwashed, totally sold to the fact that life will be whatever we want. Yeah. And no matter who tells us that it's going to be different, you. And we're teaching people this, and they're winning big. And we're always looking for the brotherhood. So you definitely need to come out to Scottsdale, and you see to see, because ask Patrick Bet-Dave was just out with us last weekend, and he's mind. Text him and go, hey, what'd you think about going out to Andy's place?
I'll do that.
He's like, bro, I mean, he's like, you guys are like the CIA, it was he's like, there was like he's like he just said, dude, it was crazy, man, like crazy. He's
I'll
like,
come out. I'll come out. When can we set that up?
yeah, we'll set it up as soon as we're done.
Okay.
I swear to God, just when you come out, I'll give you 10 million cash if I can't change your life in 2 hours. Swear to God. Look,
I'll
dude,
take you on that.
Yeah, I pay out money all the time, don't I?
Yes, not $10
I
million.
don't need the
but-
money. I don't need the money. I believe it.
No, but like, but
How do you explain that when you go back home? How do you explain what I just witnessed?
yeah, and our company has built this thing. So we have a 70,000 square foot building, gym in the middle. Like I said, 500 people can be downstairs. Sales floors upstairs. Everybody's all day long. 100 guys. Kids, dude. Most of our guys run around with their shirts off all day long making calls. Like it's a straight boiler room,
And
bro.
no shoes.
Yeah, no shoes running around. And look, and
Some
dude,
of us need to
companies
use
are flying
shoes.
in all day long to watch how our company operates. Dude, because like we're insane. Like we break records and we're all in unity. And there's no Judases in our building. Like everybody's on the same page. God first, core values on every wall. Rob Bailey music playing all day long. Dude, we're building a 2,000, 2,500 person. It's called the Elliott Army Event Center on the corner in front of our building right now. We're building 4 buildings and one of them will hold 2,500 people. So every month, instead of having, 500 people at a time, we can have 2,500 people at a time. And dude, like those chairs, every one of those chairs, before we have our meetings, we sell out of our events. We tell them, whoever comes and sits in that chair, swear to God, they're coming in one way, they're leaving another. We hijack their brains, man. Every one of them. And dude, all we do is brainwash them for human excellence. That's it. We bring them in like, oh, we're going to teach you to fucking sell and close. And what we do is we recreate them right there. And we teach them to use pain as power. I teach them how I go into the dark side and like use the dark side, but also like very charismatic, and like making relationships and talking to people like I've known them my whole life. We speak with full familiarity with everybody we talk to. Anybody that we run into will talk to you like we've known you our whole life. Like nobody feels weird around us. It's impossible for someone to feel weird around us. And depending on who it is, like people are like, oh, I wouldn't react that way if I was in front of him. Well, dude, I would read you and be different. Like, like what you see here isn't who I am when I'm talking to someone. Like if you're different, I'm different. Like I know who I need to be to get you to move. And dude, we just love it, man. Like we've lived for one thing and it's purpose and it's truly a ministry. You believe in God,
of course. All
the hurt you've been through, all the pain, all the suffering, dude, 95% of the world is hurt. So like this next 3.0, Bradley Martyn, dude, this motherfucker is going to change millions of lives, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking.
Sounds like I need to open a gym in Scottsdale. That's what it
Dude,
sounds
you
like.
do. We would rock that, bro.
Yes,
Everyone, everywhere. Dude, Scottsdale, I walk into the mall, 300 people run up. Oh my God, you changed my life. You're going crazy. You're doing this. Dude, I keep telling her we need to open a gym, but that's not our deal. If there was a gym that you could funnel all these motherfuckers in,
Scottsdale, it would go crazy. I
dude,
already
it
know.
would be crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And you know what I love about Scottsdale is everybody's got money.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
everybody's in entrepreneurship. I mean,
Yeah.
you could charge $4.99 for a gym pass, and that ain't nothing, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. But
No, but like no, but for the environment,
No,
the
I get
place,
it.
like you have your
Exclusivity.
brand in there,
Yeah.
like, and it would be like, this is our identity, this is who we are. Like if you're like me, this is where you lift.
Yeah.
And then, dude, like that would be, you'd have to turn everyone down because it'd be sold out, like it'd be done.
You got to go check out my actual gym now. I feel like you
Yeah,
went to
we're
LA.
excited, dude.
You went to LA Fitness. That sucks.
I know. Well,
Sorry.
That did suck.
We came in, it was our first time coming in. I didn't want to, like wear you out before we got here. So we
Yeah.
wanted to come meet you, and so like I wanted my team, I'm like, let's, like from what we see online, I was like, dude, this guy's just like us, so.
In your perspective of me online, what am I in like real life?
You're ultra direct. You're super like, you don't care what people think about you, but like you're teaching people standards really in everything you do. And you have fun, man. I think that's a big key component.
And I love that you can do it in California.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big one. But what about Ali? What were you saying?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna be honest with you, like you're so much cooler in person than
See, like, why is that a thing?
I'm being honest with you, and I think that's what Andy said. Like, just you gotta be yourself. I didn't like him online. I like you.
I love this.
No, I'm being serious. I've been watching you for 5 years, dude. Like, I've been watching
Yeah.
you for a long time, and I love what you do, and especially in the beginning. And I think lately maybe you've been around the wrong people. Maybe you've been hurt, but I feel like, dude, in person, you're just like the fact that you're able to get vulnerable and you just be able to just be honest with yourself and this conversation. Like, I love you, dude. Like after this, like,
But
and maybe that's why you need to just be more direct and more open, you know, to talking about your story and be more intentional, because you don't realize I think you're underestimating the power that you have. I think you're underestimating the amount of influence
That happens to a lot of
you have
people.
in the world. With the following that you have, with the viewership, and also maybe your audience have grown, and you're still maybe it's the same message that you're sending, because I see the people you hang around with, or based on the YouTube videos and stuff like that. It's like in my opinion, you're better than that. Like, I mean it.
Interesting.
Over the course of this podcast, I'm like, dude, I like this guy.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Just unlock.
Well, he's smiling so much more.
It's just funny to hear it. I just love hearing it.
It's good to hear people give feedback.
They say never meet your heroes because you're gonna get let down. That's what happens a lot.
They show
So
their most perfect version online, and then you go to meet them, and you're like, nah.
Exactly.
I feel like we got to work out. That's
Dude,
what I
I
need to go do today.
ripped.
I'm going to go to the
jacked.
gym today.
Yeah.
That's what I have to go do now.
Well,
Dude.
the biggest thing is just like being here, meeting you, man.
Yeah.
I mean it. Like when have we flown out and done a podcast with anybody? Never.
yeah, or
No,
if
no, I'm
we're
not being weird,
If we're
like-
in a city and they, we go intentionally do something else and then
Yeah,
we do a
like,
podcast.
yeah, like we haven't ever done it. Like honestly, like so coming out and flying out here, like God he lines the dots, right? And people have like revelations. You know what I mean? Like where you're like, I need to do this. I don't know why, but I just know when I'm like, I need to do this, I need to do it. And I was just sitting there and I'd message you or you'd message me or something a long time ago. Maybe I sent a video. I was like, yeah, we'll come out. And you're like, if you're ever in LA, hit me up. And I'm like, well, I'm never in LA because we're never here. Like we never come here. We did an event here 3 years ago and that was it. And then since then we have never
Last
come
year we
back.
did one.
And, or whatever it was,
Yeah,
but
we spoke at
it seems like 3 years ago. But anyways, my idea of it is I was like, oh, well, one day we'll run into each other. And then I don't know why out of the blue, I was like, hey bro, I was like, when can I come out to LA? Because I was like, I need to just fly out.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like we've never gone. And then,
When he messaged you, he said you need to get on the podcast.
yeah, it was a year ago or something. But then I just messaged 10 of my guys and I just said, hey man, we're going to take a road trip. We're going to go to LA. Let's go shoot this podcast. Let's go meet Bradley and Martyn. And let's just, let's
And
just
it's
go
not
hang out.
because we didn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
We hadn't had a day of
Dude, we ain't had
not
a day off a year.
Yeah, we had an event
We've been
yesterday.
doing events every day.
Every day we have something to do. So
Yeah, but I told my wife, I'm like, see this fucking guy? We're going to go meet this guy. And dude, like, I don't understand why, but dude, we're crazy. So you said, I don't know, I need to hang out with the right people, this, that. I think I got 100 of the right guys that are right there in Scottsdale. And then we'll plan it where you come on our deal now.
Yeah, I'll check out.
Right? And,
Yeah.
and,
if you want to build a gym, I'll help you do some scouting of places. I'm
dude,
good at that stuff.
you'll fill the overnight.
We need 20 to 30,000 square feet.
We will fill the overnight with you. We would love to
We
have you
have
in
the
our backyard.
audience, the clientele, the people that'll come in every day.
Yeah, well, I mean, my point is, we just wanted to meet you, and you're f***ing awesome. You're just like us, hurt people or they turn their wounds into their weapons and they change people's lives. And I've seen you change a lot of people's lives. We've watched you. People will either do one of two things. They'll watch you for entertainment or they'll watch you for value. I think because you're very entertaining, you're the crazy guy, but also you have so much f***ing value. When he was saying telling your stories, if you drop entertainment and value, you're a business guy. You're a sales guy. You're a fitness guy.
It's
think
weird
outside
because
the
I'm
box.
just a random dude. It
See,
just
but that's
worked
the
out.
problem. You're not a random dude. You're not better than anyone else. You're somebody that actually stood up for themselves, and most people don't.
You took action.
Yeah, like when you stood up for yourself, it gave us courage to stand up for us. So I'm just saying, imagine if you went harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're grateful to be down here. We appreciate it.
I'm really grateful. I'm grateful you guys came for real. And I
Yeah.
really appreciate your guys' time. Actually, everyone here, for sure.
Thank you.
It was
Yeah, we need to have
fun.
meet the whole team. We're gonna f your.
I'm gonna come by.
They're
I
gonna
know.
want to throw you up in the air though.
Yeah, we're
You're
gonna
pretty
plan
big,
it.
so
Fine.
Listen, we're gonna plan it. First time we met Patrick Bet David, it was 3 years ago, and I think we were speaking at an event, and then he was speaking after us. He came and crossed in the green room, and dude, my whole team, we threw him like 30 yards in the air.
Dude, I love that guy. He's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah. He goes, what the is going on? And he was like, who are you guys? And that was the first time we really ever met. And then since
We
then, we
moved
became
all
like
his
brothers.
security people out of the way and picked him
Dude,
up.
we show everybody love. First time last year I gave Patrick a really cool watch when we were at his event. And then his right-hand guy, Mario, who's like been super loyal to him the whole road. Mario.
I've been
Yeah.
working for him for 21
Yeah,
years.
yeah. Mario was just out like last weekend or something, and I made sure Mario flew with him, and we bought Mario a really nice watch.
Nice.
Yeah, and I told Patrick, I'm like, hey, we f***ing love you, but like, come here. I'm like, I want to show Mario for being a great example for loyalty to a leader. You know, like this is f***ing rare. 19 years.
19 years.
And
It's insane.
So we gave him a watch and just said, dude, you know, say thanks for being a, you know.
But when I
example.
come out, I want to fuck. No, I don't want to watch. I don't like none of that stuff.
Hey, just
I don't want none of that stuff.
we're gonna
Don't give me
plan. No, we're gonna plan it.
Just have fun.
and we'll set it up. And when you come out, we're gonna make it bad. And
we'll do it soon.
yeah, we'll
Because
do
I
it really soon.
actually would love to open a gym in Arizona for sure.
Well, good. We'll do it in the next 30 to
Scottsdale's a good
45
place.
days.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
Yeah, we'll plan it. We'll pick you up at the
Well, I
airport. when
appreciate
fly
you,
in.
man.
Yes,
Seriously,
thank you.
you're fucking awesome.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah,
you guys, and thanks
showing
for coming
my
on
wife
as
love,
well.
too. It means a lot.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you guys. Really, man.